Cash loans. Let's face it, your personal banker probably won't loan you thousands of dollars today, but Saul's Jewelry and Loan will. Simply bring in your boat, camper, RV, jet ski, ATV, motorcycle, even your beautiful convertible, along with a clear title, and Saul's will loan you up to $50,000. No credit check, no hassle, and more importantly, no worries. Saul's indoor storage facility is so clean and secure, you can store your precious Harley-Davidson for the winter and pick it up next spring. So if you need a quick cash loan, Saul's is here to help.
Saul's Jewelry and Loan.
Crossover.
Oh, killer crossover.
Just crossover. It just crossed him over and danced to it.
Another victim to the crossovers. Cross him up and sit him down.
And it's time for the crossover, brought to you by Ever Level Concrete Repair in Omaha at everlevelconcrete.com. The boys are out at Werner Park for I don't know, is it rare, Connor? Is it a rare September afternoon game, or do we start to see a lot more of these as the season winds down?
Well, this is it. I mean, this is the last day game, I guess, unless you include Sunday.
Yeah.
But this is the last day game of the year, final homestand out here at Werner Park, and so we got a little 12:05 start. Nick, I will remind you that last time we were here, there was a 12:05 start in the middle of July. It was, I believe, and we'll check with Nick Batters on this when he joins us. I believe it was the shortest home game of the year. I think it clocked in at 1 hour and 59 minutes. So,
so you could still be on the air, but well, I guess you would just be getting off the air if history repeats itself.
It ended during the Chasers did a walk-off single during the crossover. It was like 2:08 last time we were here. It's like that was pretty incredible. So I don't know what's in store for us today, but we do have some day baseball, which I am excited about, and it's perfect. I've been told by Josh that Bill Ramby is calling for a top 10 day today.
Oh, buddy.
It has the makings for it. So, yeah, I mean, we're excited to be here.
Yes, sir, a top 10 day. Now, are you doing the same thing as you did last time? Are we going to be running on the field and back to the mic? Is this going to be the Connor Happer Bizarro day?
Yeah. It's going to be the Connor Happer experience, as they call it, which everybody around here is very, very excited for. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm getting feedback in my head now, but yeah, I'm jacked. It's going to be the whole big thing again. We're doing it. Okay, that's good now.
Okay, you're good.
We're good on the feedback in my head, so that's great. But yeah, so I don't know. You guys talking about? Did you hear Rodgers tore his Achilles?
He did. And this is so as a Bears fan who apparently just saw the ownership pass over to one Jordan Love when it comes to owning the Chicago Bears. I've been victimized by Aaron Rodgers for a good portion of my Bears fandom. And yet I don't want to say I was like devastated, but I hated seeing that. And you saw it last night too, that the little like calf contraction. I remember Kevin Durant having that too. Yes. And you just kind of knew, oh gosh, this isn't good. Yes, it was confirmed that he has got a torn Achilles. He is out for the season. And Gary and I were talking about this earlier, Connor. It's one of those things you say, okay, hey, recover, get back, and hopefully you're able to, have no setbacks when it comes to it. But that age, it is hard to not entertain the idea, or at least ask the question, did we see the last of Aaron Rodgers, given his age and given the complexity of this injury?
I mean, that was my thought right away. I sort of doubt that we see him anymore.
It'd be one hell of a comeback.
It would be like, and so my emotion at the time, and people feel, one type of way or another about Rodgers. You either love him or you don't, and you just only love him if you're a Packers fan, or maybe you don't even love him anymore if you're a Packers fan. But like, I couldn't even process whether I was happy or sad or what, because I couldn't believe it. It was the most unbelievable thing that I've ever seen. It was the fourth play of the game, and he was under duress on the first three plays. He was sort of like running for his life, and then I mean it seemed sort of innocuous. And then I was sitting there watching the game with my wife, and I was like, he's limping, like what? And then he just sat down, and I'm like, oh no, that's really bad. And then it just kept getting worse. Here comes the cart, and they got the picture of him go. It was very, very difficult to like process the entire thing last night altogether. So I know it's bad for the NFL. It's hard to like I don't know if I'm happy. I don't know if I'm sad. I guess I'm not happy, but like
it was the most Jets thing ever.
It was. It totally was.
Yeah. And so like it was just unbelievable for that to happen. And then for the Jets, so all the air gets sucked out of the stadium completely. I mean, that thing was all the way riled up before the game. And you had the whole, spotlight, him coming out, the last guy coming out with the American flag. That place is juiced. It's 9/11. People are ready to go. And then all the air gets sucked out. And then the Jets just, they pull the Nebraska and they just suck the air out of the entire game in general until the end, and they win the game. It was one of the more memorable Monday Night Footballs I think we'll have, and it was the very first one. The script writers outdid themselves to start the 2023 season.
Yeah, and I think maybe I also root for a team that has had its fair share of very embarrassing moments, and you question how you can come back every year, love this team so much, and they don't love you back. The Jets have seen that too, but I think, I don't know how you guys are on this one, but I think at least for me, after that happened, and once you started getting wind of the severity of that injury as that game's playing out, and given the way it ended, at the very least, I think you could feel good for the Jets, at least as much as you could feel good for the Jets, depending on what your rooting interest was, because that's a major blow. Look, like the Hard Knocks thing and Robert Saleh, and I got to say, I didn't walk away saying, oh, yeah, man, that dude's awesome, and oh, these guys are awesome. Like, okay, it is what it is. But that is a major blow, because we can't deny it. That roster is built as long as you've got an adequate quarterback, that team and that roster could go very far. But guys, now they are saddled with Zach Wilson. This the best part about overtime for the Jets is they didn't have to put the ball in Zach Wilson's hands. That was the best part of it. And so now it's like, enjoy that victory, but you look ahead with old Zach Attack as your quarterback. I don't feel great about that.
I think the punt return, as it became evident that he was either going to get close to score or scoring, that may have been the loudest I've ever heard in an NFL stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they were like giving us extra sound last night, but it was unbelievable. And just the noise that was coming out of that thing. But you're right. Like, what are they supposed to do? I mean, they have to just sort of dumb the games down now, rely on their defense. They have Breece Hall, who looked really, 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 really good last night. So they can run the football, but teams are going to make Zach Wilson make plays on him, and that hasn't necessarily worked out. So after Rodgers got hurt, I flipped over to the Manning cast for a little while, and first of all, Peyton was like beside himself.
Yes.
I was like, I can't believe this. This is crazy. And he that the thing that we said last year all the time is like, they are all of us just reacting to this football game.
Yep.
And they were. And then as we settled into an actual football game, they were like really, they were really hard on Zach Wilson.
They both hate Zach Wilson.
They do. And you know what?
I think going to run backwards.
I don't want to put like words in their mouth, but the reaction, especially Eli, when they win, like Eli looked legitimately pissed. He's like, and they're going to win on a walk-off. He was not happy about that. And I get it. He's, he played for the Giants, but it was pretty visible that he's like, you got to be kidding me.
Who was harder on a quarterback this week? Gus Johnson on Jeff Sims or Eli Manning on Zach Wilson?
I think Eli on Zach Wilson. And it wasn't even what he said. It was his facial expressions, where I think at times he found his play comical.
Yeah. Yes. He was oh, okay, we're just going to run backwards now?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Whatever we got to do there, Zach. Go ahead. Do your thing, man. But they get really mad when, those guys are like quarterback robots kind of. So like they're quarterback cyborgs. So like when quarterbacks make plays that are like outstanding athletically, they're just like, yeah, or you could have just thrown it away.
Well, and it's
or
like they have no
down.
patience for incompetent quarterback play either.
No, they have no patience for it whatsoever. And I think to a certain extent they probably get like a little bit jealous when Zach Wilson's running around back there and avoiding sacks, because like Peyton, he was like, I mean, you can't. He started running backwards. He was behind the line of scrimmage by like 20 yards, and Peyton was like, "Look, you could take a 3-yard sack, man. Like just sit down. It's okay. Keep your team in it." But the thing about athletic quarterbacks is they think that they can make those plays, and it oftentimes comes back to bite them.
Yeah.
So that was a very, very enjoyable watch last night. Week 1 of the NFL, obviously, it's the best show we have on television, of course. Aside from Nebraska football, if you like disgusting things,
A real sicko, and you hate
Yeah,
yourself.
that's you put yourself through that. The guests were interesting too. You had Fitz at the very end, which that's tough on him, and then John McEnroe when the injury takes place. It's like, oh, okay. So you kind of got the emotions of, but I mean, talk about just the most random, like John McEnroe, and then having old Fitz magic there too. It was interesting. Hey, did you guys see the it was the Fox promo of Borkature blocking and pushing downfield Travis Hunter, and how they made that
play by Travis
yes Hunter. Is it because Borkature's helmet comes off? Is that why?
Is it because he didn't fall down?
That happens because Travis Hunter is a dog, man. He's got the dog on him.
He was getting blown up.
He was getting blown up. He was getting run off of his spot by Bo Richter.
By old Bo Ricker.
Bo Richter. And then there was another clip that sort of started to go around, and it was once again another Nebraska. I think it was Bo Ricker again. And he was once again pushing Travis Hunter off of his spot. Which, by the way, like it's a mismatch. That's what Nate Borkature is supposed to do.
Yeah.
But to sit there and be like, oh yeah, well Travis Hunter's a dog.
Dogs in the fight.
He ripped his helmet off. So not only he got pushed back off of his spot, he also ripped his helmet off and didn't get a 15-yard.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. I think we're so like mad over how the season has started for Nebraska. We haven't got it. We didn't get to like dive into the actual game on Saturday. There was like 7 really weird. I mean, there was the clock thing at the end of the first half. There was, missed penalties all over the place. And like, I don't know. We didn't complain like we normally do on these losses, probably because, Nick, I don't know how you feel about this, probably because Nebraska ended up losing by 22,
yes.
And then it becomes like a whole different conversation. But we didn't – I mean, that game people do not like hearing this, but, man, it was not that far away.
No.
It really, really wasn't. And I don't know. I don't think people need to be too discouraged. Obviously, the turnovers are an issue for Nebraska, and they can't win games unless they fix it. But, I mean, I'm not sitting here. It felt horrible in the second half as Colorado was just sort of running away. But I don't feel that much worse about Nebraska today than I did 4 days ago. I just don't.
No, because I think what did you feel the worst about against Minnesota? The turnovers, right?
Right. Yeah.
And what did Nebraska in against Colorado between the way that game was trending early on, the first drive, to, again, what happened to kill just about every turnovers?
I think, and we look at Sims and he's like, okay, he's a turnover machine. This is what he's done. He's just turned the ball over. But like, who drops the snap twice?
Right.
And that happens for various different reasons too. And Rule talked about that a little bit yesterday. Like, it's not just Jeff Sims kind of, because I think he's a little frantic. He's a little jittery right now.
Yep.
And he's probably seeing ghosts and stuff like that, which anybody would, is if they've had as bad of a start as he is and he's under as much fire as he is right now. But they have to take a deep breath. They have to get the operation right on offense. Like, the motions are weird. The speed at which they're going is weird. It's not crisp at all. And so that helps a quarterback feel more comfortable when it's a little bit more crisp and you have some rhythm going. And, when Nebraska actually has a drive going, obviously they have to score it. So obviously a lot of the blame lies on Sim's shoulders. But Nebraska, if they can just get back here the next 2 weeks, deep breath, and have some nice, clean offensive games, regardless of what number they put up on the board, then you're just gonna feel a lot better about yourself going into.
Are you ready for a hot Heine Saturday?
No, I'm not ready for hot Heine Saturday. Are you?
I don't love it.
I don't
want any Heine.
I don't love it, but
Poll question?
are you ready for a hot Heine Saturday? Now,
Do you want some Heine?
You want some Heine?
would you like a little Heine on Saturday? I was, and I know you guys have been inundated with why not give Harburg a shot? Why not give Chuba a shot? And you guys know as well as I do.
Chuba.
Okay. Yeah, Chubes, old Chuba.
Chub.
And that came from Klatt, by the way. That didn't come from Gus. I expect that out of Gus. But Joel Klatt, come on. You pick up your man all the time and correct him when it's Borkature and not Boricker. But to call him Chuba and the double down and call him Chuba again, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Come on,
They
Joel.
didn't
You're
even
better.
try Mackay Bear.
Was that the best awkward pause? Because there's a great play. He blows up. He's like, wow, he blows it up. He's ready to say his name. Bye. And he looked down at the roster, goes, bye.
He's like, I got nothing.
And he's probably tapping Joel Klatt. Help me, man. Help me. He's like, yeah, Bear. Yeah, Bear had a really good play there.
Oh,
and I'm sure there was a Gus Johnson moment where he just looked at Joel Klatt and mouthed, thank you.
Klatt was too deep in his, he was thinking about how many viewers were going to be watching. So he said on his podcast,
over 10.
He said it was over 10. It wasn't. It
8.
was like
7.
8. Yeah, it was 8.7. So you
Take
missed, Klatt. Sorry.
You're not right all the time.
Yeah.
No,
so he's feeling himself on the Colorado thing a little bit right
Yeah.
now. And guess what? It's going to pay dividends for them to be only prepping for Colorado for the first couple of weeks because they're going to be following Colorado the entire season.
Oh yeah.
So, they are going to know everybody by name, or they'll just say Travis Hunter 75 more times. He's like the only guy.
Are they just going to set up shop there in Boulder until told otherwise?
After USC?
Yeah, after USC, they're like, you know what, guys? Maybe we'll go somewhere else now. But I mean, they seriously, I think that they will. Let's see, they've got Oregon, so they obviously wouldn't be in Boulder. Maybe they'll still do it in Boulder because they'll have a big watch party. They'll just be out there in Boulder, like, hey, we want to see the watch party. They're gonna have a watch party on the really tiny TV at Folsom Field.
Yeah, have them, just go in there and light up a doobie
and watch the tiny little video board.
Watch the tiny baby video board.
See, that's for people who now are having fun with the baby buffs and like we told you so. No, it was always about the video board. It wasn't about the players.
Also, They are still small.
They are.
Yes,
they're still small. I want to ask you this. So, Travis Hunter is as electric of a playmaker.
Oh, he's good. Yeah,
like that is true.
Mm-hmm.
But like, how much did you really notice him in that game? And I know a lot of it is Nebraska not throwing in his direction because they have not as good wide receivers. He made a couple big plays. He obviously, made the long catch.
But he was. I mean, that was Isaac Gifford. They got a matchup, and he was locked up. Or Isaac Gifford drew the coverage on that.
Yeah, and the one where is that the same one where he juked everybody out and they all ran?
Oh, that you know what? I think that's a different one though. Yeah, that's a different one.
So he had like a couple big plays in that game, but they were just thinking back. I mean, end of that first half, they were just so bothered by what Nebraska was doing. Nebraska was sort of overwhelming them on the defensive side. If they could have just put anything on offense together, they probably would have won the game. They could have been up, as much as like 10-0 at halftime, potentially even more. And they ended up going down, and they still had a chance to win it in the third quarter after they cut it to 13-7.
Guys, and that's the thing, that 3rd and 10 where Tommy Hill thinks he's in zone or thinks he's getting help over top or just wants to watch the wide receiver's speed and think, hey, you know what? I got this. If you turn him away on that 3rd down, and I know this is a big if, but if you do, and Nebraska gets the ball back, which would be in pretty decent field position, I'm not saying they win the game, but I would have loved to had seen offense just coming off of the 57-yard touchdown run by Jeff Sims. You get the shutdown drive that you need right there. How this thing looks the rest of the way. It is just games like this where the scoreboard doesn't do it justice. You can look at moments, or in this case, I think a huge moment, despite, like you said, despite everything that had happened from the turnover standpoint.
Because it was I was thinking at halftime, okay, they're starting to loosen it up in the run game a little bit, just looking at things offensively through a vacuum. I thought what they were going to do in the second half was sort of unleash Sims as a runner. And then he had the 57-yard run. I'm like, this is going to be our life now. This is what's going to happen. And so, they would have maybe they turned the ball over again, or who knows, what would have happened after that. But I think back to really 2 plays of the first 2 games. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's gone against Nebraska. Obviously, the turnovers are huge, but I think of 2 defensive plays in the first 2 games where I'm like, man, if you would have came through on those. And it's Isaac Gifford missing a pick in the end zone on third down before they threw the touchdown against Minnesota.
Yep.
And then it's Tommy Hill, on the edge. And if those 2 end up differently, then I don't know. I don't know how things look for Nebraska over the first 2, but they didn't. And
you're 0-2.
People don't like hearing that you're close and stuff, but I'm telling you, that shouldn't be such a bad word because we're all scarred by Scott Frost, but they're close. They're close, man. So they need a couple weeks and they'll hopefully chill out a little bit, or they'll lose and then.
Oh God! Hey, you know what? That's my first Big Red overreaction is this Saturday. So
great, Northern Illinois.
If they lose, talk about baptism by fire, my friend.
Yeah. If they lose, we will have each gone through a disaster in the first 3 games. So I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't line up that way. All right, Nick, we'll let you go. Thanks for hanging around.
Yeah. Enjoy the beautiful afternoon out there.
Oh, it's going to be great. That is the crossover powered by Everlevel Concrete Repair. I almost said the rooferees, but it's Everlevel Concrete Repair. No hot, everlevelconcrete.com. Connor Happer, Josh Hodson with you at Werner Park as we are about an hour and a half away from first pitch between the Storm Chasers and the Indianapolis Indians, the final home midweek day game.
Businessman special
of the year. Yeah, come on out. Say hello. We have many things to get to. And yes, I'm going to do the thing where I am halfway on the radio show and halfway doing this other job as well. What do they say, Josh? Don't do 2 things halfway. Do 1 thing full way. But I'm doing 2 things halfway today.
Oh, okay. You're admitting to half-assing the show today.
Either I'm not half-assing it. I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna try my hardest.
Okay.
But you can't do 2 things full, right? At the same time. So
I don't think so.
Okay. So that's where we're at leading into the show today. Plenty to come. Nicholas Batters, the Omaha Storm Chasers play-by-play guy, is going to drop by in just a few minutes. He took a cup of coffee in the big leagues this weekend.
Love that.
With the Royals. Allan Bell will join at 11:30, and Mike J. Schaefer will join at 1 o'clock. It's all coming up on a Tuesday edition of the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Previously on Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
This might be one of those games where I'm watching it but listening to podcasts while I watch the game.
You would listen to podcasts while watching a game?
I have before. What the hell? What? That's a normal activity.
No, that is not normal.
How is it not normal?
That's not multitasking. That's not tasking.
That sounds like hell. What do you mean? I get to watch football and listen to Bill Simmons.
Unsportsmanlike Conduct with John Bishop and Josh Peterson. Weekdays 2 to 6 on 1620 The Zone.
The Zone Hotline is powered by 42 Degrees. The Source. By your mom's house.
The cigar enthusiasts at Hearth Cigars and Pipes are a pretty diverse bunch of humans. Some enjoy an adult beverage or 2. Others pass the time with a competitive yet friendly game of dominoes. Still others enjoy shooting some pool downstairs, while more than a few are just satisfied with each other's company. The common thread with all of them is the awesomeness that is their favorite cigar from the humidor. Hearth Cigars and Pipes, just off the 48th Street exit from I-680 at the corner of Mormon Bridge Road and McKinley, and at hearthcigars.com.
Say goodbye to summer and hello to cash loans. Let's face it, your personal banker probably won't loan you thousands of dollars today, but Saul's Jewelry and Loan will. Simply bring in your boat, camper, RV, jet ski, ATV, motorcycle, even your beautiful convertible, along with a clear title, and Saul's will loan you up to $50,000. No credit check, no hassle, and more importantly, no worries. Saul's indoor storage facility is so clean and secure, you can store your precious Harley-Davidson for the winter and pick it up next spring. So if you need a quick cash loan, Saul's is here to help.
Saul's Jewelry and Loan.
Here's today's Husker Max Practice Report, brought to you by Tickets for Less on 1180 and 1620 The Zone.
Husker football head coach Matt Rule said quarterback Jeff Sims did not practice with the team Sunday after suffering an ankle injury against Colorado and is unsure of his status heading into Northern Illinois, but he is confident in both Chubba Purdy and Heinrich Harburg.
Just lean back on kind of what I said at the end of training camp, that I felt like we could win with Chubba and I felt like we could win with Heinrich. They both can run, so we can maintain some of the things that we're doing quarterback run wise. I think some of the plays we've called have been quarterback draws, and maybe they didn't see it as like a scramble, but we've called some quarterback draws that those guys can execute at a high level.
Rule has a ton of respect for the Northern Illinois Huskies.
We're going to face an excellent team that came here in 2017 and won. Northern Illinois is a winning culture. Programs are either winning or losing programs, in my opinion. And so Northern Illinois is a winning program led by a man who won there as a player and is now winning there as a coach.
For The Zone, I'm Matt McMaster.
The Husker Max Practice Report, brought to you by Tickets for Less on 1180 and 1620 The Zone.
Attention all Nebraska Huskers football fans. Get ready for an electrifying season of college football with Tickets for Less. Experience the thrill of the game and witness the power of a new era under our exciting new head coach. And here's the best part. Use promo code THEZONE to score incredible savings on your Husker tickets from Tickets for Less. Whether you're cheering from the stands at Memorial or plan to catch a game on the road, Tickets for Less has the seats you need. Don't miss out on this opportunity to be part of the Huskers journey. Visit ticketsforless.com and use promo code THEZONE today.
PACE, Police Athletics for Community Engagement Organization, is dedicated to preventing at-risk and disadvantaged inner-city children from becoming involved in street gangs, crime, drug use, and victimization. Last year, PACE served over 5,000 area kids with wholesome competition and free participation in soccer, baseball, CrossFit, and flag football. To help PACE and local families make sure kids have access to safe and fun spring and summer activities, please go to paceomaha.org to support the PACE mission. Thank you.
Vala's Pumpkin Patch and Apple Orchard has something fun for all ages. Come take a ride on their antique cars called Stefan's Country Drive, where the kids are the drivers. This year they have 2 new rides called Freya's Egg Spinners and Cousin Lauren's Racing Pigs. Visit the cider mill area where you can have a drink of the refreshing apple cider and taste some of our delicious barbecue at Ethan's Applewood Smokehouse. Vala's has over 50 other attractions included with admission. Vala's is the place to visit this fall, open September 15th.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver, leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. To find a store near you, go to metalsupermarkets.com.
The brand new Dollar General Distribution Center in Blair is now hiring. Starting wage is up to $22 per hour with benefits including medical, dental, vision, 401k, and a $2,000 sign-on bonus. Apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/careers. Again, apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/careers. Dollar General can't wait to have you become a team member at their brand new distribution center.
No matter how dark it gets, there's always a sunrise, a warm bed, a warm meal, and hope. Sienna Francis House serves hope to those experiencing homelessness and addiction. Every day, we provide more than 1,000 meals and serve nearly 500 guests in our emergency shelter, Miracles Recovery Program, and supportive housing apartments, and help our guests navigate a path to permanent housing. Learn more at siennafrancis.org.
Really?
You guys look like, what do they look like, Jimmy?
Dorks. They look like a couple of dorks.
On 1620, The Zone.
All right, good morning and welcome in. Happy Tuesday. It is the Connor Happer Show. You're on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer and Josh Hodson with you live from Warner Park, where the Chasers and the Indianapolis Indians will get going here in just a few minutes. The Chasers back for their final homestand of the year. So we invite everybody. You are personally invited to come out to the ballpark not only today, but for the rest of the week. And the home finale is Sunday, and you're going to get a perfect weather week for it as well.
Yeah, the weather is amazing today.
It's perfect.
Wind looks like it's blowing out.
Yeah, which is uncommon for this time of year.
Yeah.
Usually you'll have it coming in from the north. We talked about this the last time we were here, but in July especially, it goes way out. This place
like a jet stream.
Yeah, this place is a launch pad. But in the spring and then in the fall, it comes in from the north. It tends to come in from the north a little bit more with, a couple variations in between. Today, yeah, we have a slight breeze out. I don't think the wind will be much of a factor.
No.
Today, but
They have popped my garbage bag full of popcorn.
Whoa! Are they going to deliver that directly to you, Josh?
I imagine that's probably for everyone here at Werner Park today, but
they got a whole nother kettle there.
I mean, I could house that thing by the end of the show.
That's a big trash bag full of popcorn.
I'd love to try.
I'd love to see you try, to be honest with you.
Let Josh cook.
Let Josh cook. Get Josh a ginormous bag of popcorn. All right, so in a couple minutes, we'll talk to Nick Batters. He is the voice of the Omaha Storm Chasers. I filled in for him this weekend.
You did?
While he was in the big leagues. He was being a big leaguer.
Wow.
And he was calling some games for the Royals radio network, which you may have heard on 1180 The Zone over this weekend against Toronto. So we'll talk to Nick about his weekend in Canada. And also about these very Storm Chasers who've had some fun little stories. There is a story, and we'll talk plenty of football throughout the show as well.
Don't worry.
There's a really good story that just happened, and we'll have Nick expand on it a little bit. Logan Porter, a guy who has been here for a while now, and is he's one of the fan favorites. He was out of D2 Dixie State University. Joined the Royals as basically like a bullpen catcher. And we'll have Nick explain it a little bit more. He just got called up to the major leagues. So
oh wow,
he's not going to be here today.
Call Dennis Quaid, make a movie about it.
The Rookie. So that's a good movie, by the way. I always defend that movie.
He's been in like 3 or 4 other baseball movies. So if you need a reliable baseball actor, call Dennis Quaid.
I keep seeing the clip on it's popping up on my TikTok now of the next Dennis Quaid movie. Have you seen the most recent Dennis Quaid movie, which is he stars in the movie about the guy who had to land the plane?
Yes,
he's the guy who had to land the plane.
I have seen that movie.
I've seen clips. I didn't love what I saw personally.
It was very mediocre.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So we say good morning to all you. You can feel free to call or text still, 402-951-1620 on the 42 Degrees, the Source hotline. You can tweet at Happer Show on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed, or at Connor Happer there as well. Email Connor at 1620thezone.com on the Equitable Bank inbox. We say good morning to all of our YouTube watchers who are still there and enjoying the view this morning. Josh, I should probably just turn this so you can.
Nobody needs to see my fat face.
And a good question from Star Wars Fiend: is Happer getting Amigos DoorDash to the ballpark today? Funny you should ask, and I almost did it. I almost did it for the bit. I truthfully did get Amigos on my way to the park this morning.
Oh wow!
Only because there is an Amigos around here, and I was like, I'm hungry. I need something to eat before I go do this baseball game. And there was an Amigos, and I dropped by and I got myself a breakfast burrito. I did not get myself the Jeff Sims meal.
Sad.
Which I don't know if it was available at 9 o'clock in the morning. But
probably not. Well, it's interesting because also
I was going to bring my cup. And I was just going to put it here.
See if anyone noticed.
The show is brought to you by Amigos.
Hilarious. It's funny because out in left field there's also an Acres sign. So the Jeff Sims endorsement trail just keeps following us everywhere we go because we're in the bag for it.
We are. We love Jeff Sims so much.
So much.
If there's one thing that's clear from yesterday's show, that should be it.
That's the takeaway.
Yes, we definitely love Jeff Sims.
I have no issue with his play.
All right. We are out here at Werner Park. Nick Batters is going to drop by in a couple minutes, as I said. Allan Bell will join 11:30. Mike Schaefer will join at 1. We'll, of course, talk about the wild Monday night game last night. NFL overreaction is back, folks. We will hear from Matt Rule from yesterday, who was strong and steadfast in his opinions about where this football program is headed. And I have still a couple things left over. I know it feels like I said a lot yesterday. I still have more to say.
Wow.
I still have more to say.
Well, that's your job.
I guess so. I guess I should say I'll continue to have more things to say, even after today.
I'd like you to show up one day and just go, I don't have anything to say.
I've said that to you before. I've said that to you before shows.
You have.
Like, it doesn't mean I'm not prepared and I have stuff that I'm going to say. But I was like, you know what? I don't got much to say today.
If I'm not mistaken, the day USC and UCLA shifted to the Big Ten, you said, man, I really don't have anything to say today. And then that happened, and we lucked out.
We had Michael Brun, and then I had some things to say.
Yep. It always works out for us.
We live a charmed life, Josh.
Very.
And Josh is a mere 25 feet away from a giant trash bag of popcorn that he can't eat. You can smell it, but he can't grab it, unfortunately.
This is my Guantanamo.
First pitch is at 12:05. The gates open at 11 o'clock, so if you want to stop by for a little lunch hour, please feel free to do so. All right, we will get in touch with the Chasers play-by-play man, Nick Batters. He's around here. He has like 7 other duties.
Sure.
So I figured, hey, whatever you want to stop by, that's fine. So we'll have that conversation when we return, plus plenty more, plus me being an idiot.
All right.
And Husker football talk, all here from Werner Park on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
The best way to catch all the action is on 1620 The Zone. And no line for the bathroom.
Every day, the Salvation Army helps those most in need in the Omaha Council Bluffs Metro. When natural disasters strike, when the cupboard is bare, when those recovering from addiction need support, and more, the Salvation Army is there to help. We invite you to connect with us online to learn about our services, volunteer, donate, or get assistance. You'll find links to our Facebook page and Twitter feed and much more information at salarmyomaha.org. The Salvation Army, doing the most good right here in the Metro.
Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill is always looking to make your game day bigger and better. Cheer on your favorite team this season in front of a 22-foot LED video wall showing up to 8 games at once. TVs are everywhere else you can look with a state-of-the-art audio and video system. Enjoy a Big O pizza or award-winning char-buffed wings. There's just no better way to do your game day. Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, 173rd and West Center Road. And for takeout at 162nd and Maple.
We created a simple PDF that gives you everything you need to know about branding, designing, and building a website that increases revenue. Download the website playbook for free at jmonline.com. If you're considering a website project but not sure who to hire, go to jmonline.com and download the free website playbook. It's a guide to a high-performing website. That's jmonline.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Attention sales professionals. NRG Media is looking for an accomplished business-to-business salesperson who wants to take their success and skills to a new level. Is this you? Our account executives work with local businesses to create marketing plans to help them get more customers. On air, digital, on-site, audio, video, it's all part of what you could sell. A sales career with NRG lets you make a real difference. Get more info and apply online at nrgmedia.com. NRG Media is an equal opportunity employer.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Josh has got popcorn on his right. I got lemonade on my left.
Life is good.
Feels like we're back at the College World Series.
Oh, yeah.
In a way.
Josh, is Libby done here?
No, Paul Skeens isn't here. Paul Skeens isn't anywhere. Right?
No, he's at home.
He's taking a little break
with Aaron Rodgers.
He's had a busy year.
Yes.
Josh, if you look out, you might see some semblance of a soccer field. They played soccer on this field on Saturday.
I'll see a couple lines. Sure.
When I was here doing the game on Sunday, it did not look nearly this good, but the good news is the grounds crew here at Werner Park does a fantastic job, and it makes, it looks like a beautiful baseball field already. Again,
Union Omaha's won 8 in a row.
8 in a row. Winners play here.
No one's ever done that in league history.
The Chasers won 4 out of 6 in Iowa, and they made Pete Crow Armstrong go to the major leagues. They're like, go up.
Go.
Go away.
You're not needed here.
So they're doing everybody some favors. Josh, you didn't get to get your thoughts in on last night, on the spectacle that was Monday Night Football last night.
Oh, we're going to laugh at Mike Greenberg during the odd news because he had himself a night.
I saw his fun party. It looked like a really fun party.
It looked like a real, not a bit party. Josh Allen is where my head goes with this.
Oh.
Like, it's obviously very sad that Aaron Rodgers was so slight that he couldn't stand up to the pressure.
Josh did mention that he's a little boy.
Well, yeah, little thin.
I guess little old man.
Yeah, little old man. And that the Jets will now not live up to the preseason hype. I didn't predict an injury. I don't celebrate an injury, but I did tell you all of this would happen. Josh Allen. Oh, you got to bench him, right?
Come on.
You got to bench him. You got to. Awkwardly enough, Kyle Allen is the Buffalo Bills' backup quarterback. Same last name on the jersey, but I mean the turnovers. It's just the turnovers. You gotta sit him down, see what you have.
I already knew it was going to happen. There was way too many Jeff Sims jokes last night.
Yeah, on both sides. Which team is Nebraska? Are they the Jets or are they the Bills?
Yeah, I got a tweet from, I can't remember who it was. They're like, "Hey, question for you. Are the Jets Nebraska?" And then like 20 minutes later, it's like, never mind. Are the Bills Nebraska? So I guess the thing is now, whichever team is doing more poorly during a game,
whoever is unable to handle a shotgun snap is now Jeff Sims.
Hey, Josh.
Hey,
did I not say the Bills candidate for regression?
You did. You nailed it once again. Connor Happer was right.
Now, as I got to stay consistent on this when we talk about Nebraska, I will say this: one game. It's one game. But this is a trend for Mr. Allen.
Also, extremely sportsmanlike of the Chiefs, Bengals, and Bills to spot everyone else in the conference a game.
Seriously.
Because they're not going to stay there for long. It'll be exciting to watch them claw their way back to the top of the AFC.
Look at the Dolphins.
Yeah. Sitting in the driver's seat.
Right there. The Dolphins and the Browns.
Yes. Just as we all predicted.
Just like everybody sort of thought it would be. So, hey, that's a good point. I mean, that's going to be overlooked maybe from last night's game because Aaron Rodgers, like, the most unbelievable thing happened. Aaron Rodgers went and played for the New York Jets, and 4 plays into his career for the Jets, he tore his Achilles, and he's out for the season. I mean, it's shocking even when I say it out loud.
Yeah.
But there needs to be a conversation. There needs to be a dialogue about the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen.
We were wrong about him when he got into the league.
I will not hear any conversation about Haley Steinfeld, though. Do not blame this on her.
Yeah, don't blame
She's
that poor
saint.
sweet girl.
Yes.
She's never done anything wrong.
No.
It's not her fault. This has been lying dormant in Josh Allen for the last few years.
I don't know if it's been so dormant.
Well,
he's been a pick machine.
There was that one year where he wasn't. And we were all like, oh, my gosh, they coached the turnovers out of him. It's never happened in the history of anything. Pay attention, Jeff Sims.
Well, there is the thought that Daboll, Daboll's gone. And so, now Josh Allen is stinky because Daboll's gone.
I will not allow that to be the answer.
Why? You don't like Daboll? People love talking about Daboll.
I don't like him as a head coach, I guess.
Okay.
he can be a behind-the-scenes.
He may be an offensive mastermind, though.
Yeah.
He may have figured out the whole Josh Allen thing.
Offensive mastermind who scored 0 points on Sunday Night Football.
Well, he didn't have Josh Allen. He had Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes.
And he tries to treat him like Josh Allen sometimes with all the ways he's sort of running about. Yeah, I mean, what an unbelievable experience watching a football game last night. I could not believe my eyes. It was the most – I'm dead serious. And, we tend to be prisoners of the moment in these things. I think that was maybe the most juiced up I have seen an NFL crowd, non-playoff game, ever. I mean, it was wild in there last night.
It was, even with the rain that.
Yes, I think that probably made it better.
It didn't drive people away like it did for the Sunday night game.
And it was all about Aaron Rodgers. And then 4 plays into the game, he tore his Achilles and he had to be carted out of the stadium. and now they have Zach Wilson the rest of the year. And by the way, they won the football game against the aforementioned MVP candidate Josh Allen.
I just love this league's ability to produce memes.
Yeah, every day.
It's just a picture of that blue tent, and Aaron Rodgers is going for his second darkness retreat of the year. I just love the creative minds who watch the National Football League and deliver such high-level comedy each and every week.
Every night. Every single night. This is the script writers. They really outdid themselves in the first weekend.
What if the star of the show died in episode 4? I love it. Let's roll with it.
Yeah. What if the star of the show died in the very first scene of the show? Well, he's not much of a star then, is he? I think you have a different star at that point.
It's like when, spoiler alert, Kurt Russell dies at the beginning of Executive Decision, and you go,
just like that.
Wait. Or no, who was it? Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Poll question. Is Aaron Rodgers getting hurt just like Jean-Claude Van Damme dying at the beginning of Executive Decision?
No Ned Stark?
Okay.
That's probably a more timely reference. Yes, Chance.
I like Josh's better. It's way more specific and random.
True.
I like that one better. So yeah, you can get that one out.
I'm pushing it out
at Happer Show on the J Tech Construction Zone Twitter feed. All right, we're here for you guys today. We'll hear some audio from Coach Matt Rule when we return. He had some things to say about some things yesterday. Not only his team, but also, some of the chatter about what has gone on afterwards. So Rule was, I called him right afterwards.
Guys, I think it was Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal. Okay. Either way, get it right. And
I want to get it right. Yeah.
Get it right and then put the poll question out. At the end of Rule's press conference yesterday, I said he seems sort of defiant today. And maybe that's the wrong word because it's not in the face of it, kind of, I suppose, is in the face of everybody. But that guy is really confident in what they're trying to do. And he's really confident in himself and he's really confident in his staff. And so with that being said, we'll hear from him on the other side. When we return, Connor Happer, Josh Johnson with you from Werner Park, getting ready for a 12:05 first pitch between Omaha and Indianapolis. We'll come back with more next on 1620 The Zone.
Hi, this is Kathy Knoyer with Knoyer Garden Center. The beauty of fall is in our greenhouses, featuring a variety of Knoyer-grown fall product that will allow you to create a gorgeous fall container or arrangement. Come in and talk with our family of employees who will help you find what you're looking for. Whether it's home decor, fall annuals, perennials, or shrubs, we will help you beautify your home. Knoyer Garden Center is located between Highway 370 and Cornhusker on 66th Street in Papillion.
At Knoyer Garden Center, everybody's got a green thumb.
Open daily, 10 to 6.
The brand new Dollar General Distribution Center in Blair is now hiring. Starting wage is up to $22 per hour with benefits including medical, dental, vision, 401k, and a $2,000 sign-on bonus. Apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/careers. Again, apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/careers. Dollar General can't wait to have you become a team member at their brand new distribution center.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I was crossing the street when I met the love of my life. I chased after her. Nothing would stand in my way. Not the dog walker, nor the hot dog vendor. Finally reaching her, I asked, "What do you call that amazing smell?"
It's Gain Flings.
Gain Flings. My love had a name, but more importantly, it had a scent.
Fall in love with Gain Flings. Seriously good scent. Gain Flings with 50% more freshness ingredients versus leading bargain detergent.
Nick Handley here for DJ's Dugout here in Nebraska. We love this time of year. It's football season, baby! When it comes to watching football, there's no better place than DJ's Dugout. It's an Omaha tradition to gather with family and friends to watch the game at DJ's and cheer for your team. Plus, great food, great drinks, and great service. Voted Omaha's #1 sports bar, DJ's Dugout is locally and Vietnam veteran-owned. Dig in at the Dugout.
We back, baby. We coming. Unauthorized Big Red Breakfast is back. Join me, Gary Sharp, along with Nick Hanley from Sharp and Hanley in the Morning. On the road each home game Friday. And this year, we have a new breakfast partner, Hy-Vee. There's a smile in every aisle, and we'll be there on the road at various Hy-Vees each home game Friday, breaking down all the big stories about this week's Husker game.
This week, join us at the new Gretna Hy-Vee on 191st Street, the Big Daddy. We'll have breakfast special tickets and prizes to get registered for and the best Big Red content in town. Every home game Friday with Sharp and Hanley at Hy-Vee on 1620 The Zone.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
Let it fly. Your elevated sports bar experience. KOZ and Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone. The Connor Happer Show returns in minutes on 1620 The Zone. Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right, welcome back. More of the Connor Happer Show here on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer and Josh Hodson with you from Werner Park. If you start to hear more noise now in the background, that's a good thing, by the way. It's because the gates are open and the beautiful, booming voice of one Nate Rohr is over the public address system here at Werner Park. He is just getting those vocal cords warmed up for Nebraska's first Saturday home game when he has to yell, "It's third," and he keeps going down. And he's just getting ready to roll for Saturday. He does so with a little baseball out here at Werner Park.
This is his training ground. You can hear it.
By the way, I hope there is some sort of food delivery throughout the game today, as there was last time.
Yeah, that would be clutch.
So I've heard many things, and it's right over here at Pull. Is that Trev Alberts? What does Trev do? Would Trev like to come over and do an interview?
That could not possibly be Trev Alberts.
I swear to you that Trev just walked in.
Give me an o'clock. Where am I looking?
He's behind that Pepsi thing. He would be behind that Pepsi thing right there. He's wearing a suit.
Well, of course he's wearing a suit.
Okay,
he's a sharp-dressed man.
He may have walked into the club over there.
Sure. Typical Trev.
Typical Trev, club guy.
Not a man of the people.
But I swear to you, if Trev comes, if that is Trev, and he comes within. He was a tall, slender man wearing a suit.
As is Trev Alberts.
I swear, if he comes within like 15 feet of us, we're going to yell at him. Trev, come on the air. Trev, come on the air.
Trev.
So I don't.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about sandwiches.
Sandwich.
We were talking about sandwiches. So, and that's when I looked over there. So Polberg's Phillies, which is a very good place that you could, among the many, many very good places that you could eat here.
No bad option.
At Werner Park. No bad option. It's right next to the club over right when you walk in the front gate.
Just look for Trev Alberts.
They have a thing called the Philly dog, which is a Philly. Well, I suppose it's a hot dog with a Philly on top of it, basically, which is fantastic.
Oh, hello.
But they have added this new sandwich, the brisket, like a brisket cheese sandwich. It's like a grilled cheese, but it also has brisket on it as well.
Oh, hello.
So just another reason to potentially come out here to Werner Park if you can. So Dick Batters has given me the 5-minute signal. So we'll talk to him here in just a few minutes as well. Why don't we rip off some audio from Matt Rule here real quick? Well, before we get into the big picture stuff, let's hear from him about, and you heard this yesterday on the show, but I wanted to bring it back and make it a talking point. Number one, Chance, if Jeff Sims is healthy, will he be the quarterback?
I'm going to see him practice first. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jeff's our starting quarterback. So if this hadn't happened, he'd still be out there. That being said, we can't keep turning the ball over. Okay. So there's that fine line of, and not every, when you're the quarterback, not everything's your fault. They snap the ball and it hits a guy in motion. Sometimes that's the quarterback's fault. Sometimes it's someone else's fault. So this is a top down starting with me. Hey, we have to be better. We can't be -8, and that's just, it goes without saying. Right. It's just that can't be in our building, not out there in the world. That can't be the only narrative, in our building. In our building, it can't be, we'll just turn the ball over. It's 13-7 with 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter, and we lose 36-14. Like, that's not acceptable either. So we're asking everyone just to get a little bit better, But all that being said, Jeff's our quarterback, but Jeff also has to protect the football. When the ball's in the ground, things are going to happen, especially on the road. We have to dive on the ball and just hold the ball there. So I'm obviously not getting that point across. I'm going to get it across to everybody. And move as we move forward. But I don't know what he looks like, so I just don't want to comment too much. If he was 100% healthy, I'd have him out there with the ones.
I wonder if that – I mean, this – I don't know if anything can ease your mind right now. But I wonder if that sort of does anything for the Nebraska fan base, who I think is asking Matt Rule to – if he's not going to bench him in general, if he's not going to bench him outright, then do we have to be tough on him? Do we have to be hard on him? And I think, that was Matt Rule kind of being hard on him a little bit. Hey, we can't turn the ball over. He knows that.
Yeah.
There's still things, the same things still ring true from the summer of like there's communication. Like Jeff Sims knows that without Matt Rule having to tell him that. But this has been a conversation. Hey, like we can't, we if this continues, we can't go on like this. So I think that's kind of the signal. And then the health is another piece of it. That's the signal of like, hey, we got to get it together. There might be a little bit of a hot seat here. And does that do it? Does that do the trick and sort of ease Nebraska fans right now and just say, okay, they're actually considering this at some point?
I think it was too subtle for people to come away from that going, oh, okay, he's gonna do the thing that I want him to do.
I still don't think he's gonna do it, by the way, but yeah.
Yeah. And I think you either need to see it be turnover free or less turnovers, or you need to see something to calm you down before you stop clamoring for the backup to come.
I'm with you. It's not going to make the clamoring go away. That's for sure. Look who's here. It's Gary Sharp.
Wow.
We're putting him on the air right now.
Wow.
We're putting him on the air right now. He is on the air. He's on. Gary wants to be on the air probably. As Josh hands it over to Nicholas Batters, who joins us now via the headset here at Werner Park. What's up, Gary? Nice sunglasses. Yeah, we're on the air. Yeah. We're on the air. It's live right now. It's happening.
Where do you think I can get a pair of those?
You got to be at the College World Series and schmooze some people a little bit.
I look good.
That's all it takes. What's up, Nick?
How are you doing, Connor?
How was your weekend?
It was a whirlwind. Still trying to process everything.
So, okay, I do want to talk about this team and then what's going on here,
Right.
but let's talk about you first.
Oh, we don't need to do that.
I think we should, though. I think we should. So take me back. What are you doing when you get the call from the Royals to say, "Hey, do you have a passport? Can you make it up to Canada for a weekend with us?"
Yeah, that was pretty much how it was back. It was the start of August. I get a call from the Royals VP of Communications, Sam Ellinger, and he goes, "Hey, it's like 9:01 a.m. Normally, I'm sleeping in until like 10 o'clock on game days. For some reason, I woke up quote unquote early this day." And Sam calls me and he goes, "Hey, this is going to be a weird question, but do you have a passport?" And I was like, yeah. And it makes so much
glad that
sense.
you did.
You and me both. I had worked a couple of years in the Australian Baseball League, so the timing just worked out. But I couldn't think in the moment, like, why are they asking me? It makes sense, because then he goes, "Well, Jake's in a wedding. Can you come down or join us in Toronto for the series?" And I didn't have to think twice.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I was hoping I'd get to the big leagues at some point. Didn't necessarily think it'd be this soon, but that was a cool experience.
Okay, so then you're there and you hop on the team charter and you're a big leaguer.
Yeah.
And then you walk into the Major League Stadium for the first time. And then when you arrive in the Royals clubhouse, you see a whole bunch of familiar faces.
Yeah.
Because you've seen them all go through this level before. What's that?
It was really cool. And even going back to on the plane, because we get on the plane and I was there 30 minutes before we're supposed to, and all the players were wearing their Chiefs jerseys, right?
Yeah.
Because it was the opener for the NFL season. And so they pull all the players off to take a group photo. And as guys are walking back on the plane, because they were sitting in the back half of the plane and I'm kind of in the middle, I make eye contact with some guys that are like, "Oh, wow, it's cool that you're here." And then once it was like, "Oh, he's on the bus," and "Oh, he's here," then the wheels start to turn of they're like, "Oh, he's here to do these games," because they're just used to me being around in general.
Right.
Between whether it's the Northwest Arkansas or Omaha guys, they're used to me being around them, not used to me being there to do big league games. So it was really cool. I mean, everyone from Nick Lofton to James MacArthur and Nick Prado, Michael Massey, Jackson Coar called me big league batters all weekend.
Nice.
It was a really good time.
That's awesome. Well, and it was a joy to fill in for you a little bit all weekend too. I'm proud to say I went 2-2 in my career,
You did.
which is
500 winning percentage is good.
I would say that I'm still active.
Yep.
But so we'll see what happens. I'm just on the shelf.
I would argue that a 500 winning percentage is better than 750. Because if you went 3 or 4, I mean, come on, you should have gone 4.
Then I
or
have
4.
to keep going.
Yeah, well, no, like why did you lose a game? That's
Right.
embarrassing.
That's true. That's
500, nothing to hang your head about.
Yep. So I was good with that. Thanks for letting me borrow the microphone for a weekend.
Absolutely.
It was fun, and I'm really happy for you, man.
I appreciate it.
That's a cool deal.
Yeah.
I was sitting up there on Friday night,
Yeah.
and you're doing your first game, and I'm watching the Royals on the side TV up there, and all of a sudden there's you popping up on the broadcast. I listen to you guys too. Dyron Blanco, it's a home run.
Oh my gosh! I'll tell you what. That was when I started.
He's a great storm chaser.
That was when I start to feel comfortable. And I talked with Jake Eisenberg a little bit about this because he went through this all last year.
Yeah.
And the way that he explained it to me after the fact, which is exactly how it felt. First day feels like you're nervous. It doesn't feel right, like you feel out of place. Second day feels like a weird fever dream. Third day feels normal. And that's exactly how it was. And I felt awkward. I didn't feel like I belonged there. I was nervous until Dyron Blanco hits it out. And I go, well, I've done this before with him.
Yep.
This is the same thing I've been doing the last 3 years.
Just like back home.
And there was still a little nerves, like trying to figure out my rhythm working with Steve Stewart. I hadn't worked with him before. Just the nature of judging fly balls off the bat, and the third deck and the Rogers Centers are a little different than the press box at Werner Park, but it all works out.
Luckily, the people in the Royals radio network are awesome.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Stu's easy to work with. Our producer engineer, Eric, got through there. Fantastic. One of the best. He helped me through it all. And honestly, I think the point where I really felt comfortable, I did the pregame interview because the Royals have a manager show with Matt Cotrero and then 2 pregame interviews. And on Saturday, I did one of them with Steven Cruz, who I was We were on the same rookie ball team in Elizabethton, Tennessee in 2019 with the Twins.
Jeez.
He was an 18-year-old kid from the Dominican Republic. He was in our bullpen. I was his radio guy, and we saw each other last year in AA. He was playing for Wichita. I was with Northwest Arkansas. All of a sudden, he comes up here to Omaha, and it feels so natural and right, and it's good to see him again. And we had a great 5-minute conversation. He had never done like a full interview in English before, so he was really excited about it. It felt natural. I'm like,
Awesome.
Okay, I belong.
What a weekend. Well, congratulations to
Appreciate
you, man. So up in front of us here, we have one more homestand.
Yep.
I want to talk about a specific story. We mentioned it a little bit before. A guy who's been here for a little while now, and fans have gotten to know really well, no longer here, Logan Porter.
Yeah.
So fan favorite, and what a story that he has. And he's now going to go play the last couple weeks of the season in Kansas City, which is
I'm
awesome.
so excited for him.
Give me the background on Logan Porter.
Logan Porter he's a grinder. It's funny. I feel like he has family everywhere. I'm still not totally sure where he's
Everyone knows
from because
Logan
it felt
Porter.
like every other road trip, there's just a big Logan Porter cheering section somewhere. I mean, he lived in, I want to say it was Vermont. It was either Vermont or New Hampshire, one of those two states that kind of fits together like a Lego. But he had, every time we played in the Northeast, there's big Logan Porter cheering sections. He has family all over the place. But he went to high school in Surprise, Arizona, Valley Vista High School, across the street from Surprise Stadium, where the Royals have their spring training games. And so he lives down the street, goes to high school there. He was a catcher in high school. And so he was hired as kind of like a bullpen catcher.
Yeah.
He'd help out. He was a clubhouse assistant for the Arizona Complex League Royals during the
Amazing.
summer. Like that's a great summer job.
Yeah.
You catch bullpens. You're working with.
You get to be around baseball team.
You get to be around a baseball team. And he made some connections there. Most notably, Darrell Kennedy was the manager of the Arizona Complex League Royals at the time. And then he goes off to college. He plays at a couple of different D2 universities. Nothing crazy. And then he was signed by the Royals basically to be a bullpen catcher again. He's on the roster, but they didn't have intentions for him to play. Like maybe gets one start a month. And then there's some injuries, and we need a first baseman. So they throw him at first base.
Yep.
Guess what? He hit his way into the lineup, and he stayed in the lineup. And then, so maybe there's something here in 2018. They bring him up to advanced rookie ball, Burlington in 2019, and he nearly leads the league in batting average. He's a league all-star. But this guy that was undrafted free agent, D2, wasn't signed with like the actual intent of him being a player. And then, we'll move him up to high A in 2021. And again, he essentially leads the league in batting average, league all-star, hits a home run to keep Quad Cities in the postseason. Game 4, it was a walk-off homer. And maybe there's something here. Let's bring him up to Double A in 2022. Keep him going. I mean, he gets an invite to big league camp because he's a catcher, and they want a lot of catchers. And again, he has one of the highest on-base percentages in minor league baseball last year. Doesn't even spend the full year in Double A. Gets promotion to Triple A, and he just continues that. The numbers, from an average standpoint, basically identical, Double A to Triple A. He's back in Omaha this year. Numbers weren't as good, but he finally gets the call up yesterday to go to the show. I mean, so cool for a guy, again, just any undrafted free agent. You love to see make the major leagues, but a guy that has that connection to the Royals, was a clubby with the team in Arizona. That's special.
This squad now it's changed. The look of it has changed a little bit. I think reading through your notes over the weekend, there's been more than 70 people that have been on
I think
this
we're
team
at
this
73 now with Kale Emshoff playing on Sunday. And
who came in and immediately hit a double down the line.
How great was that?
It was pretty cool.
Incredible.
I'm like, I'm watching. I'm like, who is this guy? Oh,
and that's another great story because, again, he's an undrafted free agent, a guy that should have gotten drafted. He's played nearly 200 games in high A in the last 3 years, and to get that opportunity is really
the
cool.
minor leagues full of those stories. So we're looking forward to one more week with this group who has kind of been pieced together via trades and people coming up.
There aren't
through.
many players on this team that were with us on opening day. I think it's 7 or 8 that were on the opening day roster at this point. A guy like Angelo Castellano, Tyler Gentry. But yeah, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can accomplish over the next couple of weeks.
Final week of the season, we're going to have, or final home week of the season, we're going to have great weather.
Yeah.
I mean, what a time to get out to the ballpark. One final ode to baseball.
Yeah. This is perfect though. Like you can wear a hoodie if you want. You don't have to.
Yeah, I feel great.
Sun's out, no clouds. Beautiful day for baseball.
I'm not usually a hoodie guy, but I had the itch for it this morning. I was like, it kind of feels like fall, so let's just do it.
Honestly, this is kind of like what it was like in Toronto. It was like 60s, 70s. It was a little cloudy the first couple of days, but yeah, no, this is great.
The roof was open the whole time.
It was open every day. Yeah, as soon as I came in, there was like a little corner of the It's like a panel that was open in the left field corner, and I was told if that panel's open, that means they're opening the roof today.
Nice.
And there was one day where I was on the field during batting practice. They were opening it in between Blue Jays and Royals batting practice. You're standing there, wow.
This is
huge.
Cool.
This is cool.
The changes that they've made in that place are really cool.
Oh my gosh,
it's
incredible.
Sharp. It's a sharp
One
place.
of the big pieces of advice Jake gave me was, hey, like walk around, explore the area, like get to see where you are. And I didn't do that Friday just because I was kind of overwhelmed, trying to take in the fact that I'm in a big league stadium. I want my scorebook to be perfect. Saturday, kind of rushed being a day game. Sunday, I made a point to take the early bus, get there early, walk around. They did a great job with the renovations. There's an area in the 300 level called the flight deck that's kind of intended for like families and kids, and they have Papa Shop. They have racing games, Dance Dance Revolution, a Wii. There's an Xbox, everything. On top of there's an area for like young adults and an area again for families in the 500 level, and they're doing some cool stuff. They're turning it from a stadium into a ballpark.
What a place. What a place to take in your first weekend in the Bigs. Not the last, Nick. We will have a good call today.
Appreciate it.
We'll talk to you all week. We'll see you around all week. I'll be around yelling at kids and stuff like that. But thanks for joining us, and we'll
Appreciate
do it again
Connor.
sometime.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
That's Nicholas Batters. He is the voice of the Omaha Storm Chasers, and you could hear him on Mixler, which I learned a lot about this week.
Yeah.
Oh, stormchasers.mixler.com.
You got it.
Is where you can find it. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Connor.
All right, we'll take a quick time out here. We got to start moving stuff around. Allan Bell is going to join the show in just a few minutes, and we are still live here from Werner Park here at the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone. But first, the NFL season is here, as you well know from last night, and it's time to get on some incredible offers from FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Plus, all customers who bet $5 will get $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Now is the time to join FanDuel. The app's easy to use. You can bet on anything and everything, point spreads, player props, anything in between. Don't think you could bet on Aaron Rodgers getting hurt. But there's a lot of stuff for you on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Visit FanDuel.com/Happer and kick off the NFL season with an offer that you don't want to miss. 21 and over, present in Iowa. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued does not withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF. NFL Sunday Ticket offer ends 9/18/23. No refunds. Terms and embargoes apply. $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket, not YouTube TV. YouTube TV base plan required to watch YouTube TV. Redemption requires a Google account and current form of payment. Commercial use excluded. Subscription or news. Cancel anytime.
Previously on Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
This might be one of those games where I'm watching it, but listening to podcasts while I watch the game.
You would listen to podcasts while watching a game?
I have before. What the hell? What? That's a normal activity.
No, that is not normal.
How is it not normal? I can
That's not
multitask.
multitasking. That's not tasking.
That sounds like hell. What do you mean? I get to watch football and listen to Bill Simmons.
Unsportsmanlike Conduct with John Bishop and Josh Peterson. Weekdays 2 to 6 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from Knoyer Garden Center and KETV Newswatch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
A very quiet next couple days in the works. We are mostly sunny today, hitting a high around 77 degrees. Mostly clear overnight, waking up to a temperature in the low 50s. Sunny throughout the day tomorrow, hitting a high around 80 degrees. I'm meteorologist Luke Vickery, KETV Newswatch 7.
The Zone Hotline is powered by 42 Degrees. The Source. By your mom's house.
Hey, everybody, it's Michael Smith for Ted and Wally's 2 locations in Benson and the Old Market. It's not just about getting a cone or maybe a couple of scoops. Call ahead and get your refrigerator, freezer filled with Ted and Wally's ice cream. We're talking about getting quarts or half gallons. All you have to do is call ahead and tell them that's what you want. Over 3,000 flavors, so whatever you're looking for, they have it. And if you have some special needs, if you're lactose intolerant or you're worried about keto, they'll help you as well. Over 3,000 flavors, 2 locations. Tell them Severe sent you.
Let me get you up to speed on the service that you need.
Is your car making a howling, growling, or crunching noise? It could be related to the drivetrain, which consists of your transmission, your transfer case, and differentials. Omaha Transmission is specialized in diagnosing and repairing all those components. Don't diagnose it yourself. Take out the guesswork and have us tell you for sure.
Omaha Transmission, shift into running.
Say goodbye to summer and hello to cash loans. Let's face it, your personal banker probably won't loan you thousands of dollars today, but Saul's Jewelry and Loan will. Simply bring in your boat, camper, RV, jet ski, ATV, motorcycle, even your beautiful convertible, along with a clear title, and Saul's will loan you up to $50,000. No credit check, no hassle, and more importantly, no worries. Saul's indoor storage facility is so clean and secure, you can store your precious Harley-Davidson for the winter and pick it up next spring. So if you need a quick cash loan, Saul's is here to help.
Welcome to What If, the show where I, Jake from State Farm, answer your insurance what ifs. We've got a call from Millie. What's up?
Hi, Jake. What if, hypothetically, a moose gets mad at my car and rams into my windshield? Hypothetically.
Oh, just file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Great, but what if the moose eats my phone? Hypothetically.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks. Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accents just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long. And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
And now, try Babbel free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. EquitableOnline.com.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money.
Allan Bell. Sportsline on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
It's really the Josh Odson show, if you think about it. Connor has gone off to do his first PA duties. It's not PA, excuse me. He's the on-the-field MC here at Werner Park. I'm with you. You could be here, too. It's a beautiful day, but we are joined on the phone, the 42 Degrees hotline, by your mom's house. It is Allan Bell of Sportsline. Allan, how you doing, brother?
Man, what's up, bud? You doing all right?
We are doing so good. Thanks for hopping on here as always.
Yeah.
The audience expects this at this point. I am a big Braves fan. You have been betting the Braves all year. I guess just update us on how well that's going for you.
It's going swimmingly. Let me just say that. All right, this team is just fantastic, man. Like, I mean, in losses, they hit 4 home runs and score 6, 7 runs. All right, in wins, they score almost 10 runs, right? Like, playing them, their team totals, the books have obviously caught on and juiced, all their team totals up. Normal teams are like 3.5, 4.5. Sometimes the Braves get to 7.5. It's craziness. But, man, Ronald Acuna, Matt Olson, Austin Riley, bet those dudes. They come through almost every day.
Absolutely. Now, in that NL MVP race, the odds continually shift between Ronald Acuna Jr. and Mookie Betts of the Dodgers. What do you see there, I guess, would be my question.
Yeah, I mean, let me say this, man. Here in Nashville, where I sit right now, all right, Mookie Betts went to high school 5 minutes down the road, all right? Dude was a monster. Like, Nashville loves him. Tennessee loves him. He almost played at Tennessee, but, got drafted and made a wise decision to go. But it's Ronald Acuna, dude. Like, I mean, Mookie's had too many spurts to where he'll just go missing in games, right? And I think that, about 2.5 weeks ago, when the Braves and Dodgers actually played against each other, like, Mookie had a great game 1. Ronald Acuna showed out in every game. And I thought that was kind of a microcosm of the entire year, that Mookie's had an unbelievable season. Do not get me wrong. But Ronald Acuna has done it on another level.
Okay. Now, I didn't know if that was just me being a biased Braves fan because that was the exact same thing I saw. But, I had to ask a relatively unbiased third party.
I'm with you. Like what Mookie's done is unbelievable. And let's also think about this too. Like both of these guys comparatively are two leadoff hitters that are kind of small body guys, right? Like if you stuck them next to Shohei Ohtani is massive compared to them. Most players are. What both of they've done has been incredible, but Ronald Acuna has done it more consistently and better.
Everybody wants us to talk football, so we'll shift to the NFL here.
Yeah.
What were some of the trends you saw in week 1?
Yeah, the Denver Broncos continue to lose in interesting ways. That's what they do. The San Francisco 49ers are pretty good. It's amazing what they do.
Seems that way.
Yeah, like without a quarterback. And look, I'm not taking anything away from Brock Purdy. He plays well. But it's Brock Purdy, right? Like, I mean, Kyle Shanahan basically said, look, I got a cheat code at Super Mario 3, and I don't even need a quarterback. And I'm going to go on the road and just trounce people, right? Here's the biggest takeaway that I had. Now, with 3 preseason games and no starters playing, I don't know how much stock we can take in week 1s, honestly. Like, I saw some weird stuff around the league. Some teams and players stepped up big, and others looked not themselves at all. You know what's funny? I think the most consistent team was the Tennessee Titans. They were exactly who we thought that they were going to be. Like, that was exactly to a T. Their offense stinks. They're not going to score many points. But their defense is good enough every week that if they're getting points, bet them. Like, they'll cover. They're not going to win many games, but they'll cover. Like, you're not going to score a lot on them. I think we saw
5 field goals sounded about right on Sunday from them.
100%. Like, absolutely. And I was just about to say, I think unders came in at 12-4 in week 1. Like, that's 75%, man. Like, that's a large number.
Absolutely. Now, going forward with Aaron Rodgers being out for the Jets for the rest of the year, how does betting the Jets change for you?
Yeah, well, it's going to drop significantly. I'll tell you this, man. So we ran the data and the numbers last night. So with Aaron Rodgers, the Jets had a win total, after 10,000 simulations of roughly 9 to 10 wins. Okay. After that, when he went down, it drops to about 5.5. That's the largest drop off that I've ever seen since I've been here. Now, the Jets won the game. Don't get me wrong. Zach Wilson actually played pretty good, once he got settled in. But that's not going to last, right? Like, it's not going to last. That's a significant loss for them. And on Rodgers' side, I mean, this is probably we probably saw the last of Aaron Rodgers last night. That's a significant injury to come back.
Yeah, and he's going to turn 40 December, I think. I mean, gosh, I think he's maybe a little too prideful to go out that way.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably right, but I mean, that is a massive injury to come back from. Like that, I mean, you're going to have to do the rehab anyway. It's not like you're just not going to get it fixed, right? But, oof, man, that's tough. I just hate it. Even people who dislike Aaron Rodgers didn't like that. Like, nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, nobody wants to see. I bet a lot of the Jets unders on win totals this year because I just didn't buy into the hype. But, that's not the way I wanted to be right.
Yeah.
What are you seeing?
Not right that way. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to be right because I'm a smart guy, not because Aaron Rodgers was unlucky. Are you seeing anything in week 2 lines in the NFL that stands out to you?
No, not really, to be honest with you, right? Like, I'll say this. I'm fascinated by the first game, Thursday night, right? We've got the Vikings who lost surprisingly, against the Eagles, who I don't know if everyone watched that Eagles-Patriots game. It could not have started worse for the Patriots. I mean, legitimately, Eagles get the ball, go down, kick a field goal. Mac Jones immediately throws a pick six. All right. Then the Patriots fumble. I mean, it was 16-0 in like 1 minute. It was crazy. But you know what? Patriots came back. Like, they made it a game. And I'm fascinated what Thursday night looks like, man. Like, in Philadelphia, it's tough. Yeah, like I don't have anything yet because I don't know what to do with week one. Let me say that. What about you? Is there anything that's like stuck out to you that you've seen?
I mean, not especially. I mean, I think Miami at New England is interesting. I think it was like 2.5 or something like that.
Yep.
Or 3.5 maybe. I mean, New England's going to play tough at home. They're going to play good defense, but I don't know. Miami's offense is pretty powerful, right?
Yeah, and like that's your plan. You bring it up that game because I mean, you watch the Dolphins the Chargers game. Dolphins get the ball, start the game, immediately go all the way down the field, fumble at the 1. Chargers get the ball, go 99 yards. Like that's a more devastating way to start a year than that, right? Like, it's horrible, and you're doing it all around across the country, and they just settled in, had a really fun game, between both teams. They get the win and leave. Like that, the Dolphins are so much better than people give them credit for, and I get it because you don't know what's going to happen with Tua. But if he's healthy, too, good luck. Like that's a really good football team, man.
Absolutely. Let's shift to college here before we let you go. You're there in Tennessee. They got a big one in the Swamp this weekend. What do your eyes tell you about that game?
Yeah. Look, I'm going to say this as unbiased as possible. If Tennessee doesn't win, if Tennessee doesn't cover, there's a problem. And I don't think that there's going to be a problem. And I say that more as I don't think that Tennessee's that good. I think that Florida's kind of that bad. You know what I mean?
I think so, too.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't trust Graham Mertz at quarterback. And, yeah, look, Utah's got a good defense, but, dude, he made some bonehead decisions. Tennessee played Austin Peay this past Saturday. Didn't do anything. Didn't show anything. It was the most vanilla football game you've ever seen in your life because they didn't really want to show anything, against Florida. So, yeah, like if Tennessee doesn't win, if Tennessee doesn't cover, there's a big problem, and that problem would be on Tennessee's end. I just don't think Florida's that good.
I'm going to present you with a line that I'm looking at right now. If it's outside of your area of expertise, that's okay. Iowa is favored by 28.5 points against Western Michigan this weekend. How?
Yeah. First off, 28.5 is a massive number. I thought you were going to say that total. That's a lot of points. Now, Iowa, give them credit. Like, you could see the attempt at doing something different this year offensively.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I respect
quarterback's
that.
a lot better.
Yeah, he is. 28.5, though, man. Like, especially that hook. So, like, now you're telling me that I have to bet on Iowa to win by 4 touchdowns and a field goal or 5 touchdowns. I'm not buying it. Now, defense is really good. Like, it's too many. Just out of principle, I can't do that, even though there's probably a really good chance they cover that number. But, I mean, you tell me, man, like, that's way too many points for me.
They haven't scored that many in a game yet this year, but, I mean, I understand it's less competition, but
I know.
Yeah. All right, Allan, we appreciate the time as always. Go help others in this world with your expertise this week.
Bet the Atlanta Braves. Just keep doing it.
Absolutely. Love it.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, take care. That's Allan Bell of Sportsline. Go check him out. I believe he's changed his Twitter/X handle. It's Allan G. Bell now, as the operation continues to grow over there at CBS Sportsline. We're going to step aside. We're going to do the odd news. Chance has jumped into the StreamYard here, and I just want everyone to look at this flow. Look at this beautiful hair that this man is sporting. Chance, how long has it been since you've gotten a haircut?
It has been since January that I've had a haircut.
How do you treat that? What's the daily regimen for that beautiful, beautiful hair?
So the trick is to not wash it every time you shower. You want to, maybe go every 3 days when you get
That's
the shampoo.
what my wife does.
Yeah, you want to make conditioner your best friend. If conditioner makes your hair dry sometimes, like it does mine, you put little dabbles of oil in it just to keep it from drying out. And yeah, I just kind of make sure I don't go to bed with it super wet, and we kind of keep it going like that.
All right, there is resident Detroit Lions fan Chance. He is repping the first place Detroit Lions, the only team to beat the defending world champions this season.
New hierarchy, get used to it.
Oh, I love it. Okay, we'll step aside. We'll do the odd news. We're live here at Werner Park. Connor Happer is buzzing around here somewhere. He's right behind me, actually, shepherding someone to their seat, it looks like. We're about to get underway here at Werner Park this afternoon. You can join us. We are here with the Omaha Storm Chasers at 1620 The Zone.
It's an NFL doubleheader on Sports USA. And first, the Bengals host a battle with Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Then we're off to L.A. as Stafford, Kupp, and the Rams butt heads with Purdy and McCaffrey of the San Francisco 49ers.
Purdy out of the gun, hands it off, putting his head down near the goal line, and in is Christian McCaffrey.
It's the Ravens at the Bengals, then the Niners at the Rams. This Sunday on Sports USA.
If it's the NFL, it's on 1620 The Zone.
Sure, you could go elsewhere for your health and wellness products, or better yet, why not just come to 42 Degrees? Those other places don't even come close to the wide variety and premium disposable e-juice, CBD, Delta, Kratom, glass pipes, vaporizers, and other great products. With the friendliest, most knowledgeable, and professional staff who will find the right products just for you. If you're looking for a one-stop shopping experience, look no further. 42 Degrees. By your mom's house.
Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Did you know that radon is the #1 cause of lung cancer for non-smokers and that our region has some of the highest levels in the country? Radon Defense Midwest can test and fix your home. Visit radonradio.com for an exclusive offer for 1620 The Zone listeners. That's radonradio.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
Nick Handley here for DJ's Dugout here in Nebraska. We love this time of year. It's football season, baby! When it comes to watching football, there's no better place than DJ's Dugout. It's an Omaha tradition to gather with family and friends to watch the game at DJ's and cheer for your team. Plus, great food, great drinks, and great service. Voted Omaha's #1 sports bar, DJ's Dugout is locally and Vietnam veteran-owned. Dig in at the Dugout.
Listen to 1620 The Zone, weekdays for the Big Red Practice Report, presented by Tickets for Less. Visit ticketsforless.com and use promo code The Zone to score incredible savings for your favorite team. It's the Big Red Practice Report, brought to you by Tickets for Less.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Odson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The odd news with Oddson.
Connor Happer Show back with you live from Werner Park this afternoon. Connor is about to get first pitches underway. I am right here behind, pretty much behind home plate. Section 114, I believe, is the one directly in front of me. You can come out, say hi, catch a ball game. The Indianapolis Indians are in town for the final homestand of the season for your Omaha Storm Chasers. Come out, say hi, get some good food on your lunch hour today. The odd news starts with not the oddest story in the world. I just really wanted to dunk on Mike Greenberg, which I think most people would allow me to do. The New York Jets fan base had yet another historic moment of misery as new quarterback Aaron Rodgers exited the game on a cart with an ankle injury last night against the Buffalo Bills. ESPN personality Mike Greenberg, affectionately known as Greeny, is a Jets superfan to the point where he said he was willing to sacrifice one of his toes for Rodgers to come to the New York Jets. No word if he followed through on that bet. I'm going to assume he did not. But
yeah, where are the Tootsies, Greenberg?
Yeah. Show us them toes. Greenberg was absolutely jubilant at the signing of Aaron Rodgers. There was this weird watch party for Mike Greenberg last night at, I believe it was at ESPN headquarters or wherever they filmed Greeny, whatever bunker it is he does that show from, or maybe it was Get Up because he does that show more than the show that bears his name. Damian Woody was there. I believe Dominic Foxworth was there. They all watched the game together, and Greeny was wearing that throwback Jets jersey that they were wearing last night. Those were gorgeous last night. That's the helmet they need to go back to. I am of a certain age where that hits me just right. Greenberg posted a photo of himself on Twitter wearing a backwards hat, but it looked like he had never worn a hat a day in his life, let alone a backwards hat. And then it all unraveled on the fourth play of the game for the Jets. And oh man, he was in his feelings the rest of the night. Sullen, sunken. A lot of Jets fans were, and rightfully so. Like it's fun to laugh at, your friend's sports pain. And we all got to do that with Mike Greenberg last night. I highly encourage you to go look at his Twitter feed. I believe his wife or his daughters were documenting the proceedings, and it was just a sad party. And then it got sadder after the Aaron Rodgers injury. We move on to corporate promotional devices as Subway, the sandwich shop Subway, recently unveiled a 180-foot-long blimp in the shape of its new half-pound sandwich called the Beast. And it doubles as a floating restaurant that is suspended 1,000 feet in the air. So I don't quite know how all this works, but we'll read on together. The Subway in the Sky, which has traveled to 3 cities this month, might leave a bad taste in your mouth, as Kansas City Star reporter Joseph Hernandez wrote in a column, quote, "I had thought there would be more space inside the blimp, which was described as a dining experience taking to the skies. Instead, I found myself sandwiched inside the sandwich, 2 rows of 4 seats, just a few feet behind the cockpit. It was just enough space to eat from the Subway lunchbox with 4 of their signature sandwiches inside." Subway unveiled the 180-foot-long flying sandwich called the Subway in the Sky on the 1st of this month. Before climbing aboard, passengers were given a lunchbox filled with samples of the new Deli Hero sandwiches, and they were off. It landed in Kansas City, Missouri, just in time for the NFL kickoff between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions at Arrowhead Stadium, and reservations sold out in 17 minutes. Chance, I don't remember what happened in that football game between the Lions and the Chiefs.
Well, you see what had happened was after their, right tackle get called out for hanging out in the slot, what he was doing all game. It seems that Patrick Mahomes on a 4th and 25 missed his wide receiver and lost by 1 point to the Motor City Kitties. Sorry, I'm not used to winning. I don't know how to talk trash. Am I doing this right?
You'll learn. You'll learn this season.
I'm going to learn. I've been on the humble bench for too long. The Lions beat the Chiefs, if I recall correctly. My question is, if your promotional team is just sent on making a blimp, why not call the sandwich the blimp and not the beast?
Well, I think is Blimpies still open?
Oh, that might be. Ooh,
is there trademark infringement there? I don't know. Does Goodyear own the rights to the word blimp?
Ooh, that's a good question. I know I saw a TikTok a long time ago about how there's only like maybe less than a dozen actual blimps and Zeppelins in the world that actually work right now.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure Zeppelin's probably. I don't know, like maybe
they're so prevalent at our sporting events.
I know. I mean, I guess Goodyear's got the monopoly on blimps at the sporting events. I guess Subway is like, hey, we gotta eat fresh and fly. I don't know. I'm trying to connect the dots here, really.
I don't know. It's a weird promotion. Don't step foot on that blimp, okay? It's not safe, I guarantee.
Yeah, it's going to be the Hendon sub.
Finally, we end the odd news in Gainesville, Florida, where a suspect is in custody after the Gainesville Police Department said an excavator was stolen and driven into a Walmart. According to a post on X, formerly known as Twitter, the incident happened at a Walmart when the suspect stole a large excavator and took it on a joyride, managing to take down a few power poles along the way. Police said the suspect then drove the construction equipment through the wall of the Walmart. Officers said the suspect also drove through a storage unit nearby. No injuries were reported in either incident, so we can make fun of it. Chance, have you ever seen a stray piece of construction equipment and thought, I need to drive that thing?
Listen, I've been an adult for a little while, and I will say, not in my adult life, but say you wind back the clock to 7-year-old me. He's got his assortment of Tonka trucks. He's in the sandbox. And, if given the opportunity, he might, I'd like to think. Although 6-year-old me would not go to Walmart. You do what you do with excavators and dig a hole. What is with you?
Yeah, you need to be digging a hole.
Like get
some work done.
That's what dudes do every time they go to a beach. They dig a hole, and you have maybe the best personal equipment to dig a hole, and you go to Walmart? What? That's a financial hole, not an actual hole, sir.
Yeah, I don't like his get down.
Like that's
in Gainesville.
That's like stealing the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile and just going to church. What are you doing?
Yes. Poll question is up at Happer Show. Have you ever seen a piece of construction equipment and said to yourself, I need to be driving this thing?
Dude.
Yes or no?
All the time.
Yeah. In Gainesville, Connor Happer back with us.
Hey, guys.
In Gainesville, a man stole an excavator and drove it through the wall of a Walmart.
Well, I wouldn't do that.
No, that would be bad.
I wouldn't want to do that, but I usually see construction equipment and I usually say, yes, it's time for me to drive this now.
I could drive that if I wanted to, but I'm choosing not to.
It's crazy how you need a license to be a forklift guy.
That's what my dad did for like 40 years.
Dude, I would be a hell of a forklift operator.
Oh, yeah.
I would be really good at that.
How
was it?
Out there?
Yeah.
It's hot. So
It's hot?
So
well,
yeah,
you're not wearing the right clothes.
I'm
for
not.
today.
I woke up and it was 50 degrees, and I thought to myself, okay, hoodie, 50 degrees, great idea. And it really worked out for the first part of my day. And then it turns out that the sun comes out.
Sure, sun is out. It's plentiful.
And it's also still September. So that was a horrible mistake. And much too hot right now.
We're about 10 minutes away from first pitch. Connor Happer has done his first on-field duties. That's the odd news. Anyone else have anything?
I love the odd news. Here, you want to hear some odd news?
Yeah, please.
I did confirm that Trev Alberts is here.
Trev is here. He's in Werner Park.
So I don't know. We owe it to ourselves to at least stalk him.
Yeah, we got to try, right?
Let's see if he can get his thoughts on things.
Jeff Sims.
Hey, what do you think about that quarterback bumbling around all the time?
Are you going to throw him under the bus? I bet you won't.
So we'll keep stalking. We'll see what we can do. Move around. But yeah, so you did the odd news to yourself?
Yeah, Chance and I helped out.
Okay, cool. Chance's got it.
I'm a professional.
I forget that Chance is an expert at these things.
He's got that sweet flow.
He does. He's also very happy about his Detroit Lions, I'm sure.
We've talked about both already.
Good.
I was
very good.
I was so ready for it to implode and to be sad. But I
hasn't
didn't.
done so yet.
No.
Hasn't done so yet. You still got some time potentially.
We're keeping the kneecaps down. We're drinking water. We're staying hydrated.
Good for you, Chance. Good for you. All right, so I'm going to be basically in and out there, but I'll be here for probably the next, 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, perfect. We should take a break and come back and do some show.
Okay, cool. Go ahead. Send it to break. You're the host.
Okay, that was the odd news. We'll be back. Connor Happer Show live from Werner Park today on 1620 The Zone.
Email unsportsmanlike conduct on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox with whatever is on your mind, from your hot takes to what you think is one. The Zone inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. We want to hear from you on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. Hey everyone, Josh Peterson here for my friends at Miracle Hill Golf and Tennis. The fall season will be here before you know it, and no better place to play golf on a nice fall morning, afternoon, evening than at Miracle Hill Golf and Tennis. Whether it is a full 18 outside, whether it is inside the Top Tracer building, not to mention Mark Bauman, their new master club fitter, he can help you get some new sticks. So when you play inside or outside, you'll be having more fun than you ever have before. 402-498-0220. It's Miracle Hill Golf and Tennis.
Meet Bruce.
Hey there.
He's a busy soccer dad who's trying hard to learn the game.
Go for the end zone.
Whoops. Luckily, other things come easy, like banking with Chase. On a tip from his banker, he set up AutoSave in the Chase mobile app. So what are you saving for, Bruce?
Father-daughter soccer camp.
Smart bankers, convenient tools, one bank with the power of both. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
AutoSave requires a Chase checking and savings account. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
The NFL season is here, and now, yes, now is the time to get incredible offers from FanDuel. It is America's #1 sportsbook, because right now, and I mean right now, new customers, you can bet $5 and you get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Plus, all customers, and I mean all customers, who bet $5 will get $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV.
Now's the best time to join FanDuel. The app, easy to use, and you can bet on everything from spreads to player props and more. So visit FanDuel.com. Use the promo code ZONE. Kick off the NFL season with an offer you won't want want to miss. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. 21 plus and present in Iowa. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable. Bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF. NFL Sunday ticket offer ends 9/18/23. No refunds. Terms and embargoes apply. $100 off NFL Sunday ticket, not YouTube TV. YouTube TV base plan required to watch YouTube TV. Redemption requires a Google account and current form of payment. Commercial use excluded. Subscription renews. Cancel anytime.
Over the past few years, the COVID-19 pandemic has affected how we live our daily lives. Today, we also face a mental health pandemic that threatens our well-being as we attempt to rebuild our social networks and communities.
The pandemic has reminded us to value family, community, and our human connections. However, it has also left many of us feeling more isolated, confused, and alone, struggling to find meaning amid loss and uncertainty.
Today, 1 in 5 Americans experience emotional and mental health challenges, but many of us do not understand what we are facing or know how to ask for help.
At the American Psychiatric Association Foundation, we understand what you are going through, and we are here to help. Our vision is to build a mentally healthy nation for all. We work every day to eliminate stigma, combat mental illness and substance use disorders, and advance mental health. If you or someone you love needs help, you are not alone. Please visit mentallyhealthynation.org to learn more.
If you served honorably in our nation's armed forces and you're looking for a way to continue serving your fellow veterans in your community, then join AMVETS. Each year, AMVETS members volunteer millions of hours at VA healthcare facilities from coast to coast, helping to improve the lives of their fellow veterans through the VA Voluntary Services Program. AMVETS posts and departments also participate in a wide variety of community service projects, ranging from Americanism in our schools to supporting the Special Olympics and Boy Scouts of America. If you no longer wear the uniform today, you can still serve through the AMVETS by joining today at amvets.org.
Did you know that errors in hospitals are the third leading cause of death in the U.S.? That's a frightening statistic, but some hospitals are better at protecting their patients than others. That's why the nonprofit watchdog, the Leapfrog Group, created the hospital's safety grade, a letter grade that's assigned by experts twice a year to all general hospitals in the country. You can see how your local hospitals did for free and get tips on staying safe by visiting hospitalsafetygrade.org. That's hospitalsafetygrade.org.
Let it fly. Your elevated sports bar experience. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620, The Zone. Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620, The Zone.
All right, welcome back. More of the Connor Happer Show here on 1620 The Zone and 1620thezone.com. Sorry, we had to extend that break out a little bit because of our national anthem, which was well done by the Papillion High School Choir.
I'm just glad we thought of it before instead of in the moment.
See, I get the timing. I get the timing brain. I kind of know what's going to happen, and at least out here in my familiar stomping grounds. Connor Happer, Josh Hodson, out with you at Werner Park as we settle in for a first pitch here in just a couple minutes between the Storm Chasers and the Indianapolis Indians. Okay, so we played a little bit of Matt Rule audio earlier. Schaefer's going to join us in an hour. Remember, I'm going to be here a little bit, so I promise to completely wreck the show when I just randomly return.
Please do.
As I did during the...
Like an excavator into a Walmart.
Like an excavator into a Walmart, as they always say. By the way, how many poll questions do we have up today?
I think we got 2 or 3 up there.
I really, really, really like the first one.
Who was rougher on their...
The Aaron Rodgers one.
Yeah.
So we have who was harder on a quarterback this week? Gus Johnson on Jeff Sims or Peyton Manning on Zach Wilson? And is Aaron Rodgers getting injured just like Steven Seagal dying at the beginning of Executive Decision?
That's maybe my favorite poll question ever.
It's a great start to September.
There's 11 people that get it, but the 11 people that do get it love it.
Have you ever seen a piece of construction equipment and said to yourself, I need to be driving this thing? Those are all out there for you at Happer Show. But it is time to bring back another fall bit, Josh.
I love bits.
Guess what? Football is back, NFL is back, and so is NFL reaction overreaction.
Oh, yeah.
It is finally time. I'm going to ask Josh if these takes, or Josh is going to ask me, I guess.
Yeah.
Are these takes normal reactions after week one, or are they overreactions? And just to be clear, this is the best week for NFL reaction overreaction because really almost everything is an overreaction.
Yes, that is what conclusion Allan Bell and I came to, that we still know nothing about these teams.
So I tried to go a little bit over the top on some of the takes.
Okay.
And with that in mind, let's do it, Josh. What is take number one?
Take number one, the Browns will win the AFC North.
That's an overreaction.
I feel pretty confident in saying yes, that is an overreaction.
That's an overreaction. I mean, let's go through it. We saw just about nothing from the Baltimore Ravens, who would be my pick to win that division, even with the presence of the Cincinnati Bengals. We saw just about nothing from them because they played the Houston Texans. So just throw them out the window. The Browns obviously beat the Bengals. The Bengals have this thing where they treat week one like they don't care at all.
It's their preseason.
It's their preseason. Joe Burrow's just coming back from his calf or whatever that was, injury. And I believe that they're going to be fine. They still have their normal concerns, which is offensive line and can they protect Burrow always. But I believe in the Bengals. So I think I would place them in front of the Browns still, even though the Browns really gave it to them in week one, and Myles Garrett was doing dance moves before he was blitzing. And then we have the Steelers, who I like this year. I really like the Steelers.
I do too.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flush week one because they played the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
And they looked so good. I mean, so good.
I thought that'd be more of a defensive slog, like a 13-6 kind of game or something.
And so Pickett, I had higher hopes for him this year.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens to him. He didn't look great in his first start of 2023. But no, I would still. In fact, I think the Browns are the last team in the AFC North. I even though they're 1-0 right now.
They've got some nice pieces, but it's them or Pittsburgh in the bottom of that division for sure.
We're going overreaction for take number one.
Number two, Chance, listen up. The Lions are contenders.
Now, by contenders, do we mean Super Bowl contenders? Because I think that's what I hear when I hear the word contender.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Chance.
Sure.
Yes.
I'm not ready.
You're not ready?
I'm not ready. I'm not ready for. It's not time. It's not time to say that yet. You got to do it some more. I get it. You beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs don't have any wide receivers. I'm not taking anything away from the Lions because that was a fantastic win by them.
Sounds like you're taking something away.
I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
Don't like that.
I need some more time on the Lions, who I thought were a hair overrated coming into this year.
Whoa.
Chance is grumbling back in studio. I fully understand that the Lions are going to be a competitive team.
Mm-hmm.
Can they like skip 3 steps and become a Super Bowl contender? No, I do not believe so.
What if I said the Lions are playoff contenders?
That you could sell me on. That you could sell me on.
Okay.
Because what's going on in that division?
Well, yeah.
The Vikings lost to the Buccaneers.
Connor, I'm going to ask you.
The Packers might still be good.
I'm going to ask you a question about something that's going on in front of me here.
Okay.
There's a man up to bat with the last name Smith and Jigba. Relation?
Brother.
Okay.
That's his
really?
brother.
I didn't think it was a coincidence.
I happened to met Jackson and Kanan's father on Indianapolis's last trip here. Jackson, of course, wide receiver for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
The Sea Chickens.
Speaking of those Seahawks.
They were speaking of, but before we get there, wow, what a coincidence,
I know.
by the way. He was sitting right down there with Friday guest Brian Munson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they were hanging out, and so Kanan and Jackson's dad was here, and they were watching the game, and it was nice to meet him. And I said, "Wow, welcome to Omaha. Has ever been to Omaha before?" It's like, "Yeah, I've been to Omaha before."
Yeah.
Jackson visited Nebraska and considered But then,
just like Joe Burrow.
yes, almost in the same manner. No, actually, no. It's a different manner. That one, but yeah, no, that was never going to happen for Nebraska. The Seahawks.
Yeah, the Seahawks. Take number 3. The Seahawks are a pumpkin.
Now, you can tell who wrote these takes because this is what I refer to the Seattle Sea Chickens as. They are a pumpkin. They are my pumpkin of 2022.
Ooh.
Because they are the team that kind of inexplicably had this success that kind of came out of nowhere with a quarterback who was way far away and above his normal career average of what he normally is.
An outlier year.
An outlier year for Geno Smith, who is obviously a very serviceable NFL quarterback. The Seahawks are a pumpkin. They are not going to be they're not going to be a playoff team.
So you would guess the Rams would be a little better this year than last year?
I think so. I don't know if that makes them competitive in the division.
Sure. That's a tough division.
And no, well, that's the thing about it. It's not.
Oh, at the top.
The 49ers are really good. The Cardinals are poop.
People forget they're not trying.
They're not trying. They're, in fact, doing the exact opposite of that. So I think the Seahawks and the Rams probably find themselves somewhere in the middle. But that was a butt kicking on Sunday, and I thought it confirmed some of my preconceived notions about this team.
All right, take number 4. The Giants should be concerned.
This is a tough one because everything about that game on Sunday night felt outliery. It's a monsoon. They get the blocked kick. The Cowboys get the blocked kick. I'm not saying that they should be concerned yet.
I'm going to use a word, and people are going to think that I'm accusing somebody of something. I'm not. The game was a little fluky.
Yeah, 40-0. That doesn't happen in an NFL game.
The bounce of the oblong-shaped ball went the Cowboys' way a lot, and the Giants got to retool some things because they scored 0 points. I mean, obviously,
I still like their offense more than I did last. Like I like that Darren Waller's in there.
Yeah,
like
he didn't play, right?
He did play.
He did play. Okay,
he didn't do much,
yeah,
but he did play. Like I'm gonna stick with what I think about this team, and what I think about them is that they're gonna be fine. Like I don't know how good fine is, but
it feels like one of those week 1 games that we've talked about where just
that result will look really weird at
Yeah.
the end of the season.
Yeah.
We'll say, remember when the Cowboys beat the Giants 40-0?
And now they have the exact same record.
Right. I like the Cowboys more than I like the Giants, from a record standpoint. But it will be like, oh my God, they beat another playoff team 40-0. And we're like, yeah, but it was weird. It was week 1.
Number 5, Brock Purdy is actually good, not just a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, this is a reaction. I'm ready. I'm ready for Brock.
Declarative statement?
Yes,
Declarative?
I'm ready for Brocktober.
Wow.
And Brocktober is every month now.
He does exactly what they need him to do.
Yeah, but he's like good. He's not just like, I'm the game manager
I'm calling him a game manager.
I'm gonna just exist. He is catch it. Nice catch.
Ooh, and the Chasers get out of it. Middle of the first here at Werner.
That was a long first inning.
It was.
Compared to what happened last time, even though they got the first out on the first pitch. No, dude, Brock Purdy makes plays for them. Like he extends plays. He makes good throws. Obviously, they have really good receivers and playmakers everywhere. They have Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, like they're George Kittle. Like they're stacked. But he doesn't just exist. He's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. He's better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
I am good with Brock Purdy. I don't want to see him in any other offense or any other situation because I'm scared to see what might happen.
Yeah, you put him on the Browns or something, and he's Garbo.
Yeah, but I'm good.
Yeah.
I think he's good.
I can't count this high. Another take. The Packers will win the NFC North.
Ooh.
I know, Chance. I just read them. Chance.
I feel like it's
duty calls.
It's too early. I'm gonna say it's too early. I think it's too early for just about everything in the NFC North.
Yeah.
Talk to me in November for the NFC North. The Packers, they dismantled the Bears. They crushed the Bears.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know who had too high of hopes for the Bears this year, but I think people thought they'd be improved. They retooled a little bit on offense.
Yeah.
They got housed by Jordan Love, and Jordan Love looked good. And not to do the whole Jordan Love looks good thing, but Jordan Love looked good.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd be good. That's where my head's at with the Packers. Like, I thought for sure he'd stink.
Now, watch out, because Aaron Jones pulled a hammy scoring that touchdown.
True.
And I don't like A.J. Dillon by himself in that backfield. So that's an overreaction. That's an overreaction to the first week. But that division, I don't have really much of a clue right now.
If you know who's going to win that division right now, please let us know.
Yeah, please tell us.
Because I'd like to bet that.
Well, let's go to the FanDuel Sportsbook and see. Oh, I can't get on because it's banned on their internet.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
That does make sense.
Rule 1.
This is a professional baseball.
It's on the walls.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. The Dolphins, this is the final one, by the way. The Dolphins are the best team in the AFC.
They were after week 1.
Yeah.
They were after week 1. I think so.
The best offense.
I think that makes that an overreaction. But I picked the Dolphins to win this division, to win their division. I feel good about the AFC East and how I predicted it so far.
You have to feel a lot better about it after watching Josh Allen yesterday.
Correct. I've been low on the Bills. I continue to be low on the Bills. Last night, obviously, just helped that along a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down on the Bills. I'm up on the Dolphins. I think Tua learning how to roll is a big deal for them.
We laugh at it, but I do think that is a key piece to his development.
And I don't know about you, Tyreek Hill is he's like a man on a mission.
That's the exact phrase I was thinking of.
He seems like a different guy. So he might have like
I think
1,700 yards receiving this year. Like, he's really, really good.
I think he wants to stick it to some people.
How do you guard that guy?
You can't.
How do you guard that guy and Waddle at the same time?
Yeah, you got to hope the throw is off.
And it's a pretty good, a halfway decent running team as well, even though they don't necessarily have star running backs. I mean, I like the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins quite a lot. So I don't think you'd be crazy to say that they're the best team in the AFC right now.
They have one of the biggest ifs in the AFC.
What's that, Tua?
Yeah. If he stays upright, if he stays healthy. Oh, yeah. He's great when he's there. But if they have to go a month without him at any stretch, yeah, I am worried about his brain.
Yeah, well.
I'm worried about all the NFL players' brains.
Me too.
One in particular.
Oh, dude, that's the one thing. If you like sit there and you watch Red Zone or you just watch all the games over a day, you will notice, it's a different speed and a different type of hit than it is in any other level of football that you watch. It looks ridiculous on television.
Absolute gladiator sport.
I was my wife is now getting into the NFL a little bit because she is now the proud owner of a fantasy team.
I read that announcement over the weekend.
So she's kind of getting into it, and she watched the first couple episodes of Hard Knocks with me. So I think she's asking a lot of questions now. And every time
I love that for you.
I do too, actually. And every time she watches a football game, she's like, how do they not just die every time?
Great question.
I'm like, I don't know, actually. That's a really good question.
We've been watching it all our lives, and I have no idea.
Okay. That's NFL reaction, overreaction. Josh, it was fun.
I look forward to doing this again next week.
We will certainly be reacting and over some of these very same teams
yes.
over the next several weeks.
I can't wait for the inevitable week 2 list of questions. Which game was real between week 1 and week 2?
Well, week 2 is fun too.
Uh-huh.
Because then you have a whole bunch of 0-2 teams, and you have some weird 0-2 teams. You're like, ooh, what's going on here?
Like the Vikings. If they're 0-2 after they lose to the Eagles, are the Vikings done?
So 1 week from right now, you'll be hearing me say the take. Hey, I don't think they're bad, but 0-2 is 0-2.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that in 1 week. All right, Josh. We will take a quick time out here. I'll probably hop out for a few minutes because we have our first game today will be called higher or lower.
Higher or low? Okay, like high card, low card.
Well, so like they'll lay out 5 cards.
Oh,
and then the first one will get flipped over and it'll say like 22, and then the person has to guess whether the next number is higher or
jersey
lower.
numbers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So that'll be our first game. It's coming up in just a couple minutes, but I'll hand it back to you for a little while. Schaefer's going to join us at 1, and we still have plenty more to come on a Tuesday edition of the Connor Happer Show, live from Werner Park for Omaha Storm Chasers baseball here on 1620 The Zone.
Previously on Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
Last 20 games as a road dog, Nebraska is 3-17 overall, with the wins coming last year in Iowa City and then in 2017 and 2020 in West Lafayette. In those last 20 games as a road dog, Nebraska is 14-6 against the spread.
Oh, and they've covered in 8 of the last 9.
And they've covered in 8 of the last 9.
Interesting.
Unsportsmanlike Conduct with John Bishop and Josh Peterson. Weekdays 2 to 6 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from Canoyer Garden Center and KETV Newswatch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
A very quiet next couple days in the works. We are mostly sunny today, hitting a high around 77 degrees. Mostly clear overnight, waking up to a temperature in the low 50s. Sunny throughout the day tomorrow, hitting a high around 80 degrees. I'm meteorologist Luke Vickery, KETV Newswatch 7.
Let me get you up to speed on the service that you need.
Katie was recently told by a competitor that her transmission needed to be replaced. She thought the cost seemed a little too high, so she called us. We towed it from that shop and verified the transmission was in fact bad. We did the job and saved her over $1,500. Sometimes a second opinion can save you a lot of money. Don't overpay. Call Omaha Transmission.
Omaha Transmission, shifting to running smooth.
Suicide can be prevented by knowing the warning signs, and most importantly, knowing what to do if you recognize those signs in yourself, a loved one, or even a stranger. There are simple ways you can be there for someone, so they can be here for more tomorrows. Visit moretomorrowsne.org to learn the signs, how to approach the conversation, and where to get help. Or call 988 for help now. That's moretomorrowsne.org.
The brand new Dollar General Distribution Center in Blair is now hiring. Starting wage is up to $22 per hour with benefits including medical, dental, vision, 401k, and a $2,000 sign-on bonus. Apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/careers. Again, apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/careers. Dollar General can't wait to have you become a team member at their brand new distribution center.
The celebration! One of the most beloved comedians on earth, Dave Chappelle, is hitting the road with a tour celebrating his birthday with you.
September 18th at CHI Health Center.
You know who he is. You know what he does. Comedic genius Dave Chappelle. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. What a great birthday.
Celebration, Beckett!
The NFL season is here, and now is the time to get incredible offers from FanDuel. It is America's #1 sports book because right now, and I mean right now, new customers, you can bet $5 and you get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Plus, all customers, and I mean all customers who bet $5 will get $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV.
Now's the best time to join FanDuel. The app, easy to use, and you can bet on everything from spreads to player props and more. So visit FanDuel.com. Use the promo code ZONE. Kick off the NFL season with an offer you won't want to miss. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. 21 plus and present in Iowa. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable. Bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF. NFL Sunday Ticket offer ends 9/18/23. No refunds. Terms and embargoes apply. $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket, not YouTube TV. YouTube TV base plan required to watch YouTube TV. Redemption requires a Google account and current form of payment. Commercial use excluded. Subscription renews. Cancel anytime.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right, back at it here at Werner Park. Connor Happer Show. Josh Odson. I guess I'm driving right now. Connor's not here. He is getting ready for his first in-game game, I guess, in between the innings. They're about to play high-low. Middle of the second here at Werner Park. Indianapolis 1, Omaha 0, as Connor Happer takes the field for a game of high-low. Chance, I didn't tell you this during the break. That's on me. I'll just produce it over the air. We're going to play some of that Coach Rule audio. We will start with the kerfuffle over the midfield logo. Chance, clip 7, the last one there. Coach Rule was asked about the pregame dust-up with Shedeur Sanders and some of the Colorado Buffaloes. Chance?
We do it every stadium. We go there, we pray for blessing. When they came in, I asked them if they wanted. I asked Shedeur if he wanted to pray with us. I mean, I pray over every. I'm a public official, but I can have my own faith. And I say pray. We take a moment of team, like it's not. It's non. We have Muslim guys. We have non-believers. We just take a moment as a team and just. I want that field to be safe for everybody. At the end of the game, no one's going to tell me who I am. At the end of that game, they told me, "Hey, we're going to run right off the field, and they're going to storm the field." I said, "Absolutely not, absolutely not, absolutely not." I don't care if I get beaten up by a mob. I'm running across that field, and I'm shaking Coach Sanders' hand. So no, people can say when you're losing, people are going to say all kinds of things about you. I know exactly who I am. And I'm coaching this team with class, and I'm not changing. And I went over there and I shook that man's hand. I whispered in his ear, and I've never disrespected an opponent a day in my life and never will. So.
Okay. That's Matt Rule yesterday at the press conference. About, let's call it 15 minutes ago, Coach Prime was asked about this. Not sure who asked the question, but I am reading a tweet from journalism student. Once again, the on-campus journalists are doing the real work here. Jimmy Searfrost out there in Boulder. Coach Prime on Nebraska's midfield meeting before the game, quote, "They said they were praying. If that's the case, that's cool with me. Amen." So are we done with this? Can we now be done with this? I understand that as a member of the media, by talking about it, I'm only fueling the fire of the quote-unquote controversy, but I feel that's a pretty definitive end to this whole thing. Shedeur Sanders said there was, the disrespect of standing on the football field and disgracing the sacred Colorado Buffaloes logo, a thing that no one has ever said before and will never say ever again. It's the football field. You stand on it. And also I feel it would be pretty obvious to tell if there's a prayer circle about to be formed. Not sure why this was the big deal that it was, but here we are. It's a big deal. So people want to talk about it.
Very big deal.
Very big deal. Nothing else matters quite like this.
I mean, I can make more problems if you want.
No, don't make more problems, Chance.
Okay.
We don't need more problems.
It's a very stupid nitpick problem.
Oh.
You want to hear it?
We love stupid nitpicks, please.
Ralphie is a bison, not a buffalo.
Oh, wow.
Why don't you go to the great continent of Africa and get a buffalo? Because there are no American buffaloes. They're bison, okay?
North Dakota State's got it right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Well, Connor Happer's back here at the table right next to me. See, this is how close we are to the people, right here behind me. We're tangible. You can touch us.
Yeah, no, we just had a foul ball situation.
Oh, whoa. Did we almost die?
No, we're very protected here.
Oh, okay.
But it came up over and it rolled back down here, and it was amazing because usually when that happens, there's a whole horde of children that come. But it turns out, Josh, the children are in school,
like they should be.
Suckers.
They went to school, so there wasn't. And so I just found the first person who came up to me, and they got themselves a baseball via me.
Wow!
I'm making people's days out here, Josh.
You are. Well, I'll catch you up.
What's going on?
Coach Prime was just asked about the pregame kerfuffle.
Oh, was he?
And he said, if they were praying before the game, that's cool with me. Amen. So we're done with this, right?
Well, but Why doesn't he just say? See, this is the thing that I can't do. He could have said, yeah. I mean, a lot of what got said, was said. We did take it personal, but I have a lot of respect for that program, and I have a lot of respect for that coaching staff and how they acted and things like that. Because now he wouldn't say this, but I basically threw them under the bus for no good reason because they were praying on the field, or Shador, his son, I suppose, did. But no, they're aggrieved. They're aggrieved. It's an aggrieved party, and they will never stop being aggrieved.
You got to find those little margins and capitalize.
We do have, by the way, I don't know if you're in charge here because I got to get up in a second.
Sure.
But Matt Rule's response yesterday to the this guy right here, number 7 Chance.
That's the one we just played.
Oh, you played it. You played it. Okay, never mind. You're better at this than I am.
We told the whole story.
Okay.
Before.
See, I need to trust you. I need to say, yeah, Josh has got this all together. All right. Well, I'm just gonna leave then. You can take the rest of it.
Okay. Okay.
No, I'll be back in at some point. But our next thing is the balloon bust.
Classic Werner Park game.
It is classic. It is classic.
When you buy a ticket at Werner Park, you know what you're getting. You're getting family fun. You're getting some baseball. You're getting some great food, and the balloon bust.
Getting the balloon bust.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Josh.
Okay.
Bye.
Good takes from Connor Happer. I'm glad. Rile him up. Oh, you turned my microphone off.
Wow.
I'm glad I could rile you up with some Coach Prime takes before getting back out there. Chance, I want to play a couple more here from Matt Rule's press conference yesterday. We played the Jeff Sims is healthy one. If he's healthy, he's going to start. Now, we don't know if he's healthy. Matt Rule wants to see him practice first. So he did leave himself a little window there to maybe it's a hot, hiney Saturday against Northern Illinois. But a lot is being made about, obviously, the turnovers. That's a big thing to make a big deal out of. But also the lack of perceived effort on Jeff Sims' part of diving the ball and going after it. So this is Chance clip 2, if you would be so kind. Matt Rule yesterday.
Yeah, so I look at it and I get upset about it, right? Like, why do we not jumping on the ball? And Ron Brown has been a tremendous kind of like mentor to me here. And I go out to practice every night. Coach Darlington's out there, watches practice, and Coach Darlington will talk about, hey, we had the punters and kickers tackle. Coach Osborne came to practice last week. And so I listened to my mentors and my elders, and Ron's one of those. And Ron said, Matt, we're all sitting here saying that why didn't Jeff jump on the ball? But every day in practice, if the ball's on the ground, what do we tell Jeff to do? We tell him to get out of the way. And, he talked about a play in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. And Cam didn't, Cam Newton's the most amazing competitor I've ever been around in my life. Like my life was changed by being around Cam Newton. Okay. So Jeff's a competitor. So Ron's point was like, well, why don't we practice that? Why don't we practice having the quarterback dive on ball? Obviously, we can't do it in the flow of a team period. Or, I was at Penn State when Kerry Collins, as a sophomore quarterback, dropped the snap and went down to pick it up, and a defensive lineman broke his hand, and all of a sudden he was out for the year. So Ron's point was we should be training that. And I've never thought about that. I haven't had that problem before, but my job is to fix the things that are happening. So I know Jeff would never not go get the ball. I just think Jeff tried to reach down because he wanted to make a play. The kids want to win so badly, but it's like, hey guys, like it's the ball's in the 32-yard line. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just dive on the ball. Let's kick the field goal and let's go up 3-0. So we're learning how to win. It's painful right now. It's painful. It's painful. It's painful. I get it. Everyone's painful, but we're never going to waste a crisis. You know what I mean? We're not going to waste these losses. Like we're going to learn from it.
A couple questions that clip brings to mind. One, my life was changed by being around Cam Newton. I'm not calling him a liar. I'm not saying that his life wasn't changed by being around Cam Newton. I just think that's an odd quote.
Well, Cam probably taught him how to dab.
Yeah, taught him how to dab, taught him how to dress.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's a snazzier dresser now.
Could be.
Because of Cam Newton. But the main thing is I just think that Jeff should know what is expected of him when there's a live ball. The quote makes it sound like he doesn't know what is expected of him. Does the team have the philosophy of you dive on the ground for the loose ball, or hey, you're the quarterback, you can't get hurt. We need you to step away from that and trust your teammates to go get that. Now, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that the expectation is coached clearer than it was presented to us yesterday in a live press conference where you not that he was put on the spot, but like right now, I don't know what I'm saying. Maybe Matt Rule gets up there and starts talking and doesn't know what he's saying. I get it, is what I'm saying. I just little eyebrow raised there on the, does Jeff Sims not know what is to be expected of him? What coaches want him to do? Because the quote makes it sound like he's confused. Chance, I want to move on to number 3, the other quote from yesterday's Matt Rule press conference that got everybody a little riled up.
Yeah, I mean, again, like this is kind of what you get when you hire me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what you kind of get. Like, it's not going to be a quick fix. It's not going to be overnight. It's going to be, we believe, built to last. It's going to be built on rock. And so we take advantage of these. We take advantage of these painful moments. We sit there and want to say to our goal right now is to say to ourselves as a coaching staff, in 3 years, we did our best coaching these weeks. So I understand if there's frustration. I understand if there's like, man, why, but we're trying to learn how to win. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to learn how to win. And that's everything. So obviously, can you turn the ball over 4 times and win? No, I get that, right? But like, why are we turning the ball over? Like, why? Like, I take accountability to the guys. I did a poor job last week of preparing for the crowd noise. I didn't do a good enough job. And that's not an excuse. That's me. Honestly, I hate when coaches get up here and say it's on me. I honestly did not do a good enough job. Like, because why? Because we were going on silent and we fumbled the ball twice, right? But why aren't we just diving on the ball? Because the guys want to win so badly. So we want to win so badly, but we're just not doing the little things it takes to win. But at the same time, it was 13-7 with 6 minutes left. I'm going to keep saying that. Like, that can't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, that can't happen that it becomes 36. And so we're just trying to attack it all throughout the program, that everybody sees it. We can't punt the ball 25 yards. We can't, like, all these little things come together. But if program-wide, if everybody takes accountability, blocks out the noise, and everyone tries to handle these little things, when it all does come together, because I think we're playing pretty good defense at times. And we're running the ball okay. If it all comes together, I think it'll be pretty hard to deal with, right? Because we'll be running the ball for about 250 a game. We'll be protecting the football, good on special teams, good on defense. So that's the plan. It's just not all together yet. So we're going to face an excellent team that came here in 2017 and won. Northern Illinois is a winning culture. Programs are either winning or losing programs, in my opinion. And so Northern Illinois is a winning program led by a man who won there as a player and is now winning there as a coach. They went to Boston College and they won the game at Boston College, beat an ACC team. Obviously, they played a rivalry game last week. They lost the game. They turned the ball over 3 times. They've got a quarterback who's, Power 5 quarterback. They've got a tough offense. You should see their D-line. It's as good a D-line as we faced. So I'm not setting anything for anything other than I think we have a good team. We're doing things that are causing us to lose. We have to fix those things. It's just so incremental to me that I'm just right here in the moment right now.
Wow, Connor, that was a really long clip. You need a better producer to cut those into smaller bites for you. I would like to be that producer, very much so.
Someday, Josh. Someday.
Connor's on the field right now doing the balloon bust. We're at Werner Park. Middle of the 3rd inning right now. Indy up 2-0 on your Omaha Storm Chasers. You can come out and join us here at Werner Park. That quote got people riled up because he immediately said, well, that's what you get when you hired me. The smart Alex in the group went, 0-2 is what we signed up for? No. But he went on to explain himself a little better of, hey, I'm teaching them how to crawl, and then I'll teach them how to walk, and then I'll teach them how to run. And it's coming together. We just need, because the part I really want to key in on there is they are playing good defense. They are running the ball pretty well. So I think a big thing that happened Saturday is that defense just got tired being out there most of the game, and they, just made some mistakes, because that's going to happen when you're out there for, I don't have the time of possession numbers in front of me, but it just, the vibe of the game was that they were out there for way too long. Because the quarterback's turning the ball over. I understand. I'd like to see what a game looks like where they're executing the fundamentals really well. I think they can, I think it'll look a lot better if they just do that. But we're here again at Werner Park. You can come out and join us for some day baseball. Bill Ranby has declared today a top 10 day in Omaha. So what better way to spend your lunch hour than being outside with us at a baseball game? Connor's trying to host a radio show and perform his on-the-field MC duties at the same time. When we come back, we'll do a Tuesday tradition on the Connor Happer Show during NFL season, the bottom 5 NFL teams. Yes, normally we do a top 5, but this time we will do a bottom 5, your weekly bottom 5 power rankings of the teams in the NFL. That's coming up next right here on the Connor Happer Show. We're live at Werner Park with the Omaha Storm Chasers on 1620 The Zone.
It's an NFL doubleheader on Sports USA. And first, the Bengals host a battle with Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Then we're off to L.A. as Stafford, Kupp, and the Rams butt heads with Purdy and McCaffrey of the San Francisco 49ers.
Purdy out of the gun, hands it off, putting his head down near the goal line, and in is Christian McCaffrey.
It's the Ravens at the Bengals, then the Niners at the Rams. This Sunday on Sports USA.
If it's the NFL, it's on 1620 The Zone.
No matter how dark it gets, there's always a sunrise, a warm bed, a warm meal, and hope. Sienna Francis House serves hope to those experiencing homelessness and addiction. Every day, we provide more than 1,000 meals and serve nearly 500 guests in our emergency shelter, Miracles Recovery Program, and supportive housing apartments, and help our guests navigate a path to permanent housing. Learn more at siennafrancis.org.
Cox Internet has so much to offer, we had to bring in an auctioneer to fit it all in 30 seconds.
Up next, Cox Internet with speeds that match all your needs. No annual contract, equipment included, services up and running the day you move in, all at our everyday low price. Going once, going twice. Sold to those who sign up today.
Wow, that's fast.
So's Cox Internet.
Learn more at cox.com/internet. No annual contract means no minimum term period requirement and no early termination fees. Restrictions apply.
Creighton Sports Update. Creighton men's and women's soccer continue their season with another doubleheader Friday night. Women's soccer will conclude their non-conference schedule against the South Dakota State Jackrabbits on Friday night at 5 o'clock, followed by men's soccer opening up Big East Conference play versus Marquette at 7:30. Tickets are available online at gocreighton.com/tickets. And that's your Creighton Sports Update.
1620 The Zone proudly supports Creighton Athletics.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver, leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. To find a store near you, go to metalsupermarkets.com.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks? Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accents just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
And now, try Babbel free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Back here at Werner Park, Connor Happer Show. Josh Odson with you. Connor Happer has abandoned me, quite frankly. Chance is here with me. He's not going anywhere.
Nope. I'm locked in here.
That's right. Chance is back on the ones and twos, back at the home office. We're here at Werner Park watching some day baseball where the Chasers have a runner on third in the bottom of the third. But that music you heard means it is time for the bottom five NFL teams. We do it each and every Tuesday during the NFL season. We begin, Chance, as I'm sure you've done this segment before. You know there's some elements that you got to hit here. Number 5, please.
God, come on, take forever.
Number 5.
Okay, if you're a fan of any of these NFL teams, you need to understand something. This is week 1. It doesn't mean you live here. It just means you had a disappointing loss. It doesn't even mean that you're a bad football team. It's just that you were very disappointing, and you didn't show me what I wanted or needed to see from you in week 1. Number 5, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I didn't think they'd win the game against the San Francisco 49ers, but I thought they'd hang. I thought they would stick it out. I thought they'd gain a yard in the first half, but Connor has ripped the hoodie off. He's in a jersey now. Oh, up is down, east is west. I don't know, but I thought the Steelers would do better, and they didn't show me anything. So for that reason, they are here on the bottom 5 list as the Chasers have wrangled up looks like a double. They got 2 on in scoring position with 1 out. I believe somebody touched home, so it's 2-1 Indy. It's one of those shows where if you have ADD, you can't be out here hosting. I don't know why I'm here, because I have ADD and just, pretty colors in front of me. But, yeah, number 5, bottom 5 NFL teams, the Pittsburgh Steelers for their just stinky 30-7 loss to the San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco's a good team, but at home, week 1, I thought they'd do a little more. Chance, number 4, please.
Number 4.
Some may have them lower, but it's my list. You make your own list if you don't like it. I got the Chicago Bears in the number 4 spot. Looked really bad against the Green Bay Packers on Sunday. Let Jordan Love kind of, just score at will on them almost. Now, looking at the stat sheet, the Bears did quite well. They had more first downs. They had more plays, almost as many yards. You'd think they were able to put it in the end zone more, but no, the 2 turnovers is what's going to really mess you up on that one. The Packers just really showed me something. So maybe it was more of an impressive win from the Green Bay Packers than it was a disappointing loss by the Chicago Bears. If we can do the the cliched sports television afternoon chit-chat show debate, did the Packers win it or did the Bears lose it kind of question. So that's where they stand. Bottom 5 NFL teams, number 3, Chance.
3. Combination of 3 and 5.
Number 3.
Okay. I know they won the game last night, but the New York Jets are here at number 3. Because, yeah, you won last night, but you got to pull that one out of your butt another, 16 times this season? I don't see that happening. I don't know about you, Chance.
I mean, listen, it's no longer Mr. Darkness Retreat. We're back to Cougar Connoisseur, Zach Wilson.
Cougar Connoisseur. I like that nickname. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Robert Saleh spoke to the media this morning, and he said it is Zach Wilson's team. They're not going to go sign a Carson Wentz or trade for somebody. This is Zach Wilson's team. They're going to sign their practice squad quarterback to be the third quarterback, I believe it would. I don't have the Jets quarterback depth chart memorized. I apologize. But, yeah, they won last night. I'm not even saying it was a lucky win. I'm not saying it was a fluky win. I'm just saying they're not going to be able to do that very many times out of 16 for the remainder of the schedule, and I feel pretty confident in that assessment, which leads me to number 2.
Here comes 2.
Number 2.
Number 2 is the Buffalo Bills. Because they did lose that game.
Oh, no.
Josh Allen, I'm sorry, I'm in public. There's a lot of people around me, but what the hell, man? What the hell?
What
3
are you
interceptions. Was he credited with the fumble? Was Josh Allen credited with the fumble last night, or did he just blow the play?
He would get credited with the fumble.
I believe a mishandled snap would go to him as well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look it up, but I'm trying to talk at the same time.
Are these your bottom 5 NFL teams?
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, you can catch up here and see where everyone's at. We're at number 2, the Buffalo Bills.
The Bills are the second worst?
Yeah, that they need to ask themselves some questions.
Okay.
About how they're going to deal with turnover machine Josh Allen.
What a bold stance by Josh.
I said on the front end, this is week 1. It doesn't mean you live here. It just means you were very disappointing in the first game.
You are renting some property.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think the Bills will be able to win despite turnover machine Josh Allen. So
that leads us to one final question then.
Who is number 1? I have not said the tanking Arizona Cardinals yet. I didn't say the Kansas City Chiefs. That was a pretty disappointing loss. The Bengals lost disappointingly as well.
Make it so, number 1.
Number 1.
But you see, all of those teams scored points in their Week 1 NFL contest. You see, one team did not. The New York Football Giants, the G-Men, if you will, scored 0 points. So they have earned themselves the number 1 spot on the bottom 5 NFL power rankings.
You've been hard on some of these teams.
Well, look, we will do the thing where the Arizona Cardinals are number 1, the Indianapolis Colts are number 2, the Denver Broncos are number 3. Like, we'll get to that point. Let's have some fun with this list in week 1.
I like that. So you're taking the stance of these are going off of results. We are not going off of what people think of you, what people think you're going to be.
No.
Because I think most of these teams, everybody would say, you're kind of okay.
You're going to be
except for
fine.
the Bears.
Yeah, maybe the Jets as well.
Yeah, except for the Bears. But okay, 1 second. I'm being called.
Okay,
no.
Connor's being called. He's leaving us.
I would
that
like
was
to,
the bottom. Oh, Chance, please.
I would
go
like to
ahead.
make note that all 3 of these teams more or less call the great state of New York home.
1, 2, 3. That's the majority of the list. Yes, Chance. Excellent observation by you. I did not.
Tough look.
The bottom 3, even. Wow. I did not know I did that.
You and your New York elites are getting taken down a peg.
Mm-hmm. It's about time I-80 is the superior I instead of I-95. Am I right, guys?
Who's flyover country now?
Exactly. We got Mike Schaefer coming up. He will break down the Nebraska-Colorado game, the week that was and the week that is to come for Nebraska football. And Matt Rule, we are here live at Werner Park. They're through, I believe they're at the top of the fourth, 2-1 Indianapolis right now over Omaha. Connor Happer is zigging in. He's zigging out. Right now he is out. He has taken the hoodie off. He is in a Defenders of the Diamond jersey. You could come out and join us too. Have a beer, have a hot dog, have some popcorn. There are several trash bags of popcorn near my person, and I haven't had any yet, and it's disgusting me. I need to shovel the popcorn in my mouth like a garbage person, and I will do that in just over an hour. But Mike Schaefer joins us next. It's the Connor Happer Show. We're live at Werner Park with the Omaha Storm Chasers on 1620 The Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's Michael Smith for Ted and Wally's 2 locations in Benson and the Old Market. It's not just about getting a cone or maybe a couple of scoops. Call ahead and get your refrigerator, freezer filled with Ted and Wally's ice cream. We're talking about getting quarts or half gallons. All you have to do is call ahead and tell them that's what you want. Over 3,000 flavors, so whatever you're looking for, they have it. And if you have some special needs, if you're lactose intolerant or you're worried about keto, they'll help you as well. Over 3,000 flavors, 2 locations. Tell them Severe sent you.
Email us on the Equitable Bank inbox with whatever is on your mind. Zone Inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. You can get me, Gary, at 1620thezone.com. We want to hear from you on the Equitable Bank Zone Inbox.
We created a simple PDF that gives you everything you need to know about branding, designing, and building a website that increases revenue. Download the website playbook for free at jmonline.com. If you're considering a website project but not sure who to hire, go to jmonline.com and download the free website playbook. It's a guide to a high-performing website. That's jmonline.com.
Vallis Pumpkin Patch and Apple Orchard has something fun for all ages. Come take a ride on their antique cars called Stefan's Country Drive, where the kids are the drivers. This year they have 2 new rides called Freya's Egg Spinners and Cousin Lauren's Racing Pigs. Visit the cider mill area where you can have a drink of the refreshing apple cider and taste some of our delicious barbecue at Ethan's Applewood Smokehouse. Vallis has over 50 other attractions included with admission. Vallis is the place to visit this fall, open September 15th.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Listen to 1620 The Zone, weekdays for the Big Red Practice Report, presented by Tickets for Less. Visit ticketsforless.com and use promo code The Zone to score incredible savings for your favorite team. It's the Big Red Practice Report, brought to you by Tickets for Less.
During an online pharmacy? Explore BeSafeRx to find useful information and resources to help you purchase medicines safely online. Discover more helpful tips and resources at fda.gov/BeSafeRx.
Medicaid and CHIP offer free or low-cost health coverage for children and teens. Hospital and doctor visits, prescriptions, shots, and more are covered. That's peace of mind for parents if a child is sick or gets injured. And parents may now be eligible for Medicaid too, even if they've applied in the past. Enrollment is always open. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 1-877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Let it fly. Your elevated sports bar experience. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
You come to God. Yeah, I have statistics to back up that we have people that listen.
Mike Schaefer.
Anytime there's sort of a debate as to who can do something, Happer would always put his name forth, for sure.
Husker 24/7 on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
I could be a star.
Well, the star of the Connor Happer Show is not here because we are here at Werner Park today. Josh Otson, not filling in. I'm doing the lion's share of the work today as Connor Happer is doing his on-field MC duties here at Werner Park. You can join us here. They're in the middle of the fourth inning right now, or still top of the fourth, I guess. 3-1 Indianapolis right now over your Omaha Storm Chasers. Mike Schaefer joins us of Husker 24/7. Mike, hello. How are you?
I am doing well. It sounds like you guys have some organized chaos going over there on 1620.
Absolutely.
Right?
Now, as someone who has done radio with Connor Happer, I'd like your advice on how to, radio is a group project, but all group projects, there's always one person doing the majority of the work. Do you have any advice for me in Connor just not participating in his own show?
Well, sometimes he gets pretty wired up about other things, and so you sort of have to step in. I think the best way to get him back involved, though, is if you start talking about where you were in 2014 during the ALCS in the American League wild card game. I think he just has like some sort of antenna that whenever this game comes up, he's just going to pop up, and then he'll start talking about how it's the greatest sporting event of his life. And then all of a sudden you brought it back. So it's kind of like this catnip thing that you can sort of use to pull him back into the show.
That's a great tip. I might actually use that. I guess we should talk about the football. Let me start real broad here. What were your takeaways from the actual game between Nebraska and Colorado?
Yeah, Nebraska clearly wanted to make that a certain type of football game, and I think they succeeded for about the first half of the first quarter. Well, first half of the first half, I suppose, is how it should be phrased. Obviously that first quarter went how they wanted it to from a defensive perspective. They got into the game a little bit. Obviously, Colorado got some yards. They were able to move, but Nebraska didn't allow any points. So they largely did that in the second quarter up until the dam kind of broke, where the turnovers just left too short of a field. They're able to put a field goal up, and then an immediate interception allows them to come back with a touchdown. And then at that point, Nebraska's playing on its heels a little bit. I think one of the critical moments, though, and why we can't get to this point where it's like, okay, Nebraska's defense is so good that they're going to keep them in every game. They still got to make plays, too. And there is that critical third down where you have a chance to get Colorado off the field early in the second half, and they're able to get that deep pass along the sidelines beyond Tommy Hill. And that's the sort of thing where, they're a unit that they've got to get a little bit better, too, even though they've by far been the highlight of Nebraska football in 2023. You want, that defense to be able to just stand up in big moments, and they need complementary football to help them, too. But they had an opportunity to really kind of set the stage in that second half, and I feel like that pass was such a backbreaker. I don't know that they ever really recovered from giving up that third down, even though they still made life pretty difficult for Shader Sanders and for the Buffaloes. It just felt like that third down, giving that up, Nebraska is 13-7 at that point. You're giving them the ball back with a chance to potentially take the lead. It just felt like Nebraska as a team and Nebraska's defense never quite recovered from that third down.
And what'd you make of some of the ancillary stuff before the game, after the game, whether it be atmosphere, prayer circles, sacred 50-yard logos, or just the coverage of the Colorado experience in general?
There was two ways this could go. I think that, Colorado very much wants to make this experience a reality television show. And that requires narrative. That requires characters. That requires all of these things that college football necessarily doesn't have to be. But in this version of what's happening with Colorado, that's very much what it is. And when they win, they get to control that narrative. They get to dictate how things look and how things sound. And so then you get these clips after a game where they're talking about being personally disrespected and all of these. They don't have to provide the evidence for it because, like a television show, there's going to be a new opponent next week and a new thing to move on to, and Nebraska just is vanquished history. And so Nebraska had an opportunity to make it an actual football game. And for about, like I said, half of the first half, they were able to sort of do that, but they couldn't do it for the duration of the game. And I thought Matt Rule handled himself pretty well yesterday. That has to be a kind of almost a hurtful thing, because I think that he's a guy that takes a lot of pride in how he treats people, how he treats things. He clearly loves football. He loves football history. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he reveres the player that Deion Sanders was. And to sort of be put in this situation where, you know, you're being accused of these things that you didn't feel like you did, and you certainly doesn't feel like it's anything he would ever do to any opponent, regardless of who it is, I think that had to have bothered him. But, you know, ultimately he has to focus on this football team. You know, he probably tried to damage control the best he could with how things might spin out in terms of a media narrative. But ultimately, Nebraska's fans, Nebraska's coaches, you don't have to worry about Colorado for another year. I mean, it's going to be a story. You're going to hear a lot about it, but it doesn't matter for Nebraska's rest of their season. What matters now is they have to go figure out how to go 1-0 against Northern Illinois. Then they have to figure out how to go 1-0 against Louisiana Tech. And then you're back to 500, and we can have a conversation about Michigan. But they have 2 weeks where all that really matters, it isn't the coverage of them. It isn't, you know, what they do with their quarterback or anything else. It's just about coming home, figuring out who you want to be as a football program, and going and playing better football for the next 8 quarters, because they had 8 quarters so far, and it's been pretty rough. And now they get 2 weeks where they get an opportunity to try to figure out who they are, what they want to do, and how they want to do it. And it's a really important 2 weeks too.
And in trying to right that ship, how do they go about doing that? Because it's easy to say, hey, Jeff, don't turn the ball over. But he has shown over his Power 5 football career, he is going to turn the ball over. You need to counteract that in some way. How do they fix it?
Well, I mean, you just have to put together the game plan that you think gives you the best opportunity to win, that gives you the best opportunity to minimize mistakes, that gives you the best opportunity to highlight the guys on your offense that can potentially provide a spark or provide a play. And I don't think you can put together a game plan that just tries to completely remove who Jeff Sims is. Because here's the hard part about Nebraska football in 2023. Jeff Sims is probably their most dynamic player on offense. I don't know that there's a close second. Just the way this team is built, it's not like you can just slide in a different quarterback and just say go and everything's going to be fine, because they have a lot of issues that go beyond ball security. That's been paramount between the 2 games so far. And certainly Jeff Sims, if he's going to play against Northern Illinois, if he's healthy, he's got to play better. But this staff clearly believes that he gives them the best opportunity to win. And I just don't think you can constrict him so much that it's just simply if he's able to catch a snap, turn around, hand the ball off 70 times. I mean, they're going to have to find other ways to win. I thought it was notable they didn't really utilize his legs as much against Colorado as they did against Minnesota. So I don't know through 2 games what they really want to do on offense, what they're trying to do. And some of that is they have so many, you know, starts and stops with the lack of rhythm, with the play calling, with the turnovers, with everything else. But I think if you can try to figure out who you are and what your offensive identity is, it might help your whole team sort of settle down as they continue through this transition period.
Hey, Schaefer, what's up?
Hey, Happer, how we doing?
Good. I'm just playing a little game of Happer versus baseball.
Oh, yeah? I didn't realize you were going to play that game too.
No. It's mostly just me against myself. It's Happer versus Happer and seeing how many jobs I could do in one day. As you know, I think highly of myself, and I think that I could just do things. Sometimes it doesn't work out.
Yeah, you know, the great thing about it, though, is that you're always up for a challenge. You're always willing to try something a little bit different. I think that there's some people here in Lincoln, you know, maybe that run a football team that could look at your willingness to challenge yourself and be, you know, inspired by that. And maybe they will challenge themselves to try some different things this week as Nebraska plays Northern Illinois.
Oh.
Hire me for Nebraska football staff.
You're the Travis Hunter of Nebraska.
Connor
were saying
head of inspiration.
Okay, Schaefer. So I want to piggyback off of what you just answered there. So I've been interested in the rhythm piece of it too. Obviously, some of it is because they've played two tougher teams right out of the gate. Doesn't feel they played 2 road games as well, but it just feels like they have not, and it's not just the turnovers from Jeff Sims. They just haven't been comfortable. Like they need to take a deep breath, but you've noticed things like the motions are late or the motions are too quick, and Sims seems a little bit jittery. In the next 2 weeks, do you think that too big of a hole has been dug in that category so far to be able to sort of smooth things out over the next 2? Or I guess what happens with this offense in these next 2 weeks?
Well, what I don't know what will happen, but what I hope happens is that they take this opportunity to figure out what they want to be. I mean, I haven't gotten a sense, and maybe, and there's a lot of people that are smarter about football than I am, and maybe others have a better feel for this, but I don't know what they're trying to do from drive to drive or what they're trying to emphasize on offense. They're not a power running team. They're not a quarterback run game team one week, and then the previous week you had 19 carries from Jeff Sims. They're not spreading you out with 5 wide and trying to scheme guys open. So what are they like? And how can they be effective? So I think some of these next 2 weeks for me, as much as anything, you get maybe a little bit of a breather in terms of the opponent that you're facing, and you get the friendly confines of home. But more than anything, I think Marcus Satterfield, Matt Rule have to figure out when we're going well, when it looks good, what is it that we do well? And then how do we emphasize this and then utilize that to our advantage? I mean, it feels kind of like we're having the same conversations that we've had with a different staff and different players and everything else. And it feels so often that Nebraska on offense is just like a collection of pieces and players, but it is not a team. And at some point, it needs to be and look and feel like this is what they're trying to do. You knew inherently what Colorado wants to do on offense before that game even started on Saturday. You know they want to spread you out. You know they want to use their athleticism in space. You know they believe in a quick strike passing game. And you knew all of that before the game even started. We don't know anything about Nebraska's offense, and we have 8 quarters of film. Like, that's kind of amazing to me. And a lot of it is the way that it's been constructed. The roster construction is not great. And what they inherited that wise, makes it difficult when you don't have receivers that have any kind of experience that are returning for you, or that you haven't had previously brought out of the transfer portal to come play for you. You don't really know what you have in your running game beyond Anthony Grant. And even then, you have no idea what your offensive line is going to give you. So you can't really come out and claim that you're going to be a power running team because you don't know what your line's going to give you. So it's just there's such a mess offensively that more than anything, these 2 weeks to me are Marcus Satterfield and Matt Rule going to the drawing board and figuring out what are we and how are we going to do this. And I think that's more critical than anything else. Regardless of who's playing quarterback for you, if you don't have an identity of what you're doing on offense, it's not going to matter, because eventually you're going to be in these games against Illinois and Purdue and Northwestern that you have to win, and you need to hang your hat on something, and they don't have any hooks.
Yeah. Schaefer, I want to ask you one question about the defense, because I think you would probably agree it's been, for the most part, very, very good so far this year. Better. I think it was better than I expected. I know you were on the defensive train for sure, so maybe it's about what you sort of expected this year. With that being said, there's, and I pointed this out earlier, there is 2 plays defensively that I go back to, and I'm like, man, if they just make it, or kind of ask the question, what happened there? Maybe Nebraska's in a little bit of a different position right now. I know their offense is limited, and we just talked extensively, obviously, about it. But I think about Luke Gifford's almost picking the end zone in the third down of the Minnesota game, right before they scored in the 4th down on the toe tap in the end zone to go ahead. And then I think about when Nebraska is got Colorado pinned back on a 3rd down, and they kind of zero blitz, and Tommy Hill gets wound up in the wrong direction, and they get loose for a whole bunch of yards. They end up scoring and sort of put it out of reach a little bit for Nebraska. I'm interested in the idea of, okay, the defense can't handle as much as it is on its shoulders right now. But that might be the way they have to go this year, given the limitations of the offense. Do you have any concerns about the defense and where things are at right now?
Yeah, I mean, my concerns are, in order for them to really be a unit that can lead your team, you need them to be more playmaking than they have been. And that, they've done a nice job at times this year, and there's certainly parts of it that you really like, right? Like the defensive line looks real through 2 weeks. And obviously we'll get further into the season, but based on what I've seen from the opponents that Nebraska has coming up, aside from Michigan, there's not an offensive line that I would look at and think, okay, they're just going to shut down what Nebraska wants to do defensively. And so that's a good sign. But the thing is, they're not winning enough on third down. They're not getting off the field when they have opportunities to do so. They're not forcing turnovers, even though they have more havoc plays in 2 games than it felt like they had all of 2022. And so it's just one of those kind of conundrum things. But the nice thing is you're going to have an opportunity to keep moving forward, and maybe those havoc plays and those turnover takeaways are coming, and they just haven't been there. But it's, you have the Gifford moment, but there hasn't been like a lot of passes where Nebraska's defensive backs are like right there to bat the ball away or anything, or have an opportunity to jump a route. There hasn't been the ball yard loose by anybody defensively in the 2 games that they've played. Yeah. I know they picked up a fumble at the end of the Colorado game, but I don't really think of that as much of anything. Apologies to everybody involved in it. I don't really want to minimize it, but it didn't affect anything. It didn't matter to what we're talking about. They still have to get better in those regards. I mean, I think they have the makings of what could be a pretty salty defense. But when you look at the Big Ten West teams that have survived with bad offenses, it's because those defenses are also playmakers. They're not just doing their job. They're getting off the field and they're setting up their anemic offenses to score 3 or 7 points with their own play. And so Nebraska, if this is how they're going to win football games, if they're going to win football games through their defense, there has to be another level coming for this defense. And that's just the challenge that Tony White's going to have to bring to them. I mean, they've had a great start in terms of individual effort, and there's more depth on that defense than we could have imagined. But now they need erasers. They need playmakers. They need guys that shine in big moments. They need to get off the field on third down. All of this.
All right, Schaefer. Appreciate the time. Thanks for bearing with us today. You're welcome out to the ballpark anytime.
Yeah, well, good luck with everything. You're doing a great job. I don't know how you feel at the moment, but you're doing the best work you can, and that's what matters.
Thank you for the encouragement. Bye, Schaefer.
Yeah.
That's Mike Schaefer of Husker 24/7, who is always prepared, no matter who is interviewing him.
Yes,
which is what we appreciate. He's always down.
He said I needed to, in order to summon you, just discuss the AL wildcard game between the Royals and A's.
Sure.
It's almost like you
want to talk about it?
An inner antenna that directs you to conversations about that. Yeah, we can discuss it.
Oh, great.
Playoffs are coming up.
Playoffs are coming up, not for the Royals. Oh. All right, I need to go.
Okay, yeah, do what you got to do.
I almost really needed to go.
Yep.
But goodbye.
Goodbye. That's Connor Happer. We're here at Werner Park where the man with the hubris, Connor Happer, is emceeing a baseball game as we are doing a radio show that bears his name.
Did
at Werner Park?
The bat signal go up? What happened?
It did. I think there was a very unexpected double play that caused his timeline to speed up quite a bit. We are in the top of the fifth, 3-2 Indy over Omaha right now. What do we got? What do we got? 2 segments left, Chance?
2 to go.
Okay, well, we'll obviously update the poll questions and tell you what to watch in that final segment. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We will do one final segment about, I don't know, we'll figure something out. Maybe we'll rummage through the news of the day. Maybe we'll talk more NFL, more Huskers. There's a big volleyball game tonight. Maybe we'll discuss that. Or maybe I'll just tell you what I'm seeing here at Werner Park as the Indianapolis Indians and the Omaha Storm Chasers are playing some day baseball, final homestand of the year for the Omaha Storm Chasers. Top 10 weather day, and there's a shot to center. It's going to get over the head of the center fielder. That'll probably bring in a run here for Indy. Not the fleetest of foot gentleman running, but he does touch home to make it 4-2 Indy here in the 5th inning at Werner Park. You could have seen that in person. You could have been holding a beer in one hand, could have been having a hot dog in the other hand. That could have been you, but now it can't be. I mean, it still can. There's like half a baseball game left. No shame in popping in a little late here at Werner Park with the Omaha Storm Chasers. It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Previously on The Crossover.
Think of all of the other animals in the animal kingdom that would just eat a child if it was sitting there.
Have we put this to the test?
Sharks. If you put an infant in the ocean, the shark's probably going to eat it.
How could you be sure? I'm just waiting for the cute shark video. When we dip the baby into the ocean and the shark goes, and he kind of nuzzles up.
Mornings with Sharp and Hanley. The Connor Happer Show. Unsportsmanlike conduct. 6A to 6P. 1620. The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from Knoyer Garden Center and KETV Newswatch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
A very quiet next couple days in the works. We are mostly sunny today, hitting a high around 77 degrees. Mostly clear overnight, waking up to a temperature in the low 50s. Sunny throughout the day tomorrow, hitting a high around 80 degrees. I'm meteorologist Luke Vickery, KETV Newswatch 7.
Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. EquitableOnline.com.
Get yourself into a new Mazda CX-90 today at Woodhouse Mazda. Stylish and versatile SUV that offers a comfortable and spacious interior equipped with a powerful engine that delivers impressive performance and fuel efficiency. A sleek design with premium materials, advanced tech to make every drive easy. 2 convenient locations to choose from in Bellevue and Woodhouse Place. You can shop, finance, and buy online at WoodhouseMazda.com or WoodhousePlaceMazda.com. Woodhouse Mazda, a drive worth experiencing.
Hi, this is Kathy Knoyer with Knoyer Garden Center. The beauty of fall is in our greenhouses, featuring a variety of Knoyer-grown fall product that will allow you to create a gorgeous fall container or arrangement. Come in and talk with our family of employees who will help you find what you're looking for. Whether it's home decor, fall annuals, perennials, or shrubs, we will help you beautify your home. Knoyer Garden Center is located between Highway 370 and Cornhusker on 66th Street in Papillion.
At Knoyer Garden Center, everybody's got a green thumb.
Open daily, 10 to 6.
We created a simple PDF that gives you everything you need to know about branding, designing, and building a website that increases revenue. Download the website playbook for free at jmonline.com. If you're considering a website project but not sure who to hire, go to jmonline.com and download the free website playbook. It's a guide to a high-performing website. That's jmonline.com.
Meet Bruce.
Hey there.
He's a busy soccer dad who's trying hard to learn the game.
Go for the end zone.
Whoops. Luckily, other things come easy, like banking with Chase. On a tip from his banker, he set up AutoSave in the Chase mobile app. So what are you saving for, Bruce?
Father-daughter soccer camp.
Smart bankers, convenient tools, one bank with the power of both. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
AutoSave requires a Chase checking and savings account. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Nelson Produce Farms presents the 2023 Truck and Tractor Days. Saturday and Sunday, September 16th and 17th at Nelson Produce Farm of Valley, Nebraska. There are tractor and semi-rides, old-fashioned tractors, and farm equipment kids are allowed to sit in. Also, a state fair qualifier tractor pull, music, and live entertainment. Get a close-up look at the machines that make Nebraska agriculture successful and strong. The 2023 Truck and Tractor Days, September 16th and 17th at Nelson Produce Farm. Details at nelsonproducefarm.com.
Hey everyone, Josh Peterson here for my friends at Kugler Vision. Let us talk about the 3 most surprising things about modern LASIK at Kugler Vision. The first, how fast that LASIK procedure is. With Kugler Vision's leading-edge technology, we're talking just a few minutes per eye. Incredibly speedy. And how about this for number 2? How comfortable the procedure is. So often from their patients, they hear, wait, that's it? It's over? They make sure that you're relaxed and comfortable, as well as knowing exactly what is happening. And this for number 3, how quickly you can get back to normal life. patients typically drive themselves to Kugler Vision the very next day for their follow-up visit. So you're back in action less than 24 hours later. Kugler Vision right now, they have special pre-summer savings on modern LASIK or any of their other advanced vision correction procedures. If you've ever thought about fixing your bad vision, the Kugler Vision Eye Analysis is your first step. Do so today. Schedule one online at KuglerVision.com. Hey everyone, Josh Peterson here for my friends at Miracle Hill Golf and Tennis. The fall season will be here before you know it, and no better place to play golf on a nice fall morning, afternoon, evening than at Miracle Hill Golf and Tennis. Whether it is a full 18 outside, whether it is inside the Top Tracer building, not to mention Mark Bauman, their new master club fitter. He can help you get some new sticks. So when you play inside or outside, you'll be having more fun than you ever have before. 402-498-0220. It's Miracle Hill Golf and Tennis.
Make the right call, fans. The Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard.
Rooferees.
Okay, back at it here. Connor Happer Show, 1620 The Zone. Josh Hodson with you. We are live at Werner Park with the Omaha Storm Chasers. Final homestand kicks off today with a little day baseball. Perfect weather day. Bottom of the fifth right now, 4-2 Indianapolis over Omaha right now. Every team has scored. Well, nobody scored in the first, but it was one run, a lot of ones on the board each inning here at Werner Park. Oh, man, they just popped some more popcorn, and I can smell it. It is highly distracting.
Heavenly.
Chance, if I may say so myself. You can come out still, got half a baseball game left. No reason why you can't play a little hooky from work this afternoon. Come say hi to us. Connor is emceeing on the field. They just did Hurl the Pearl in between the last inning. And, that's one of the staples of the in-between festivities here at Werner Park. They'll drive the truck around the bases, and not around the bases, around the, the foul territory there. And you try and huck a softball into the truck and win yourself a prize. Let's see. 4-2. Chance, I think you and I are just going to cook.
We're going to cook?
In this segment. You okay with cooking with me?
Oh, I'll put on my big chef hat, my apron right now.
Well, don't mess up that hair.
No, I won't. I'll tie it back. Here, let me.
Okay. Do you tie it back often?
No, it's not quite that long enough to
get
the whole mop back there, but I dabble.
I mean, I highly recommend the YouTube stream right now or the Twitch stream, 1620thezone.com, and check out Chance's hair. It is just immaculate. I'm ready to declare it the best hair at 1620 The Zone.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking.
I understand. Low bar. But
listen, well, I mean, Nick chopped
trying to think of who would be number 2.
Nick chopped all of his off, so.
Yeah. I don't even know who would be number 2 on that list. Oh, there's Josh. Josh Peterson. Behind you, 1620 The Zone's own. Josh Peterson. Loading beverages into the station fridge.
Now he's
bye,
waving
Josh.
goodbye.
We'll see him for the crossover. Chance, who do the Lions play on Sunday?
The Lions play. Oh, I don't even know.
You didn't know? You don't have it memorized?
No, I was just kind of.
I guess it doesn't matter.
It's going.
You're just going to mow through them all, right?
Dude, we are going to annihilate. It's going to be the Seattle Seahawks at home.
The home opener for the 1-0 Detroit Lions. Wow. Interesting.
Well, considering what our dearly not there anymore Matt Stafford just did to the Seahawks, maybe we can.
You gotta like your chances.
Maybe follow Matty's lead, I say.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not scared of Kenneth Walker. What is he gonna do? Run? Yeah, as if.
That's the we got to teach you how to trash talk a little bit.
I know.
Everybody, get in the YouTube chat.
Oh no!
Give Chance some suggestions on some trash talk. Let's keep it clean.
Well,
here, okay?
that's the problem
show.
with trash talk is I like to put nice little sentence enhancers into my off-air dialogue.
Sentence enhancers. I like that. I like what you did there.
So
I understand what you're going there.
We're gonna have to tiptoe on the line of our good friends at the FCC.
Oh yeah, but YouTube, they don't control the YouTube.
No, they don't.
I don't know if you've ever dove into the depths of a YouTube chat. Chance, you look like a man that has. No holds barred in the YouTube chat.
Oh, I will. I may have said a few controversial things that hopefully no one screenshotted.
Oh, oh yeah, you're always in our crossover chats.
Oh, yeah, I'm always causing problems
in the afternoon. Yeah. Let's see. Why don't we play? Let's play some of these Matt Rule bites. We just talked to Schaefer not too terribly long ago about trying to get the offense to be a little more comfortable. I want to play clip 5 where it asks, someone asked Matt Rule, one of our fine scribes asked Matt Rule, is Jeff Sims confident in throwing over the top? One of my favorite Sylvester Stallone movies, Over the Top. Chance?
Yeah, that's a great question. Okay, we called a couple of them in this game, and they just played kind of off of us. And one, he turned and found Borkacher, and Borkacher got a first down. We called some play action plays in this game, and they pressured us and they blitzed, and the quarterback had to get outside. One, he scrambled to hit Billy. So I would say we have to be a little bit more aggressive, probably pushing the ball down the field. But at the same time, when we call them, we have to execute them a little bit better. So to me, I think several things can be true. The turnovers are one thing, and that's so obvious that we all know it. But then kind of what you're saying, some of the other explosive plays, when we're running the ball, kind of the way at times we're hitting, we just need an explosive play off of that. And so, Marcus to me looks like he's rounding in, like, he didn't practice all training camp, with first the hand, then the knee. Marcus looks like he's coming around. Really would like to see Jalen and Malachi kind of come around this week. We're playing them, so it's their time to go. And I'd like to see us be a little more aggressive in those areas.
And as we start to look past Colorado and look ahead to Northern Illinois, it is the home opener. People forget. We asked Matt Rule, not we like at 1620 The Zone, the royal we, the scribes asked Matt Rule what it'll be like coaching at Nebraska for the first time on Saturday. Clip 6, Chance.
It'll be amazing. It'll be amazing. I came here for a reason. I came here because I wanted to raise my kids here, as I've said. I came here because I believe in this place and the leadership. And I came here because I know what University of Nebraska means to college football. And we made a decision to build it the right way, in a way that would adequately represent the values of Nebraska. And so while we're not getting the result we want right now, doesn't mean I'm at all deterred. Whereas I know some people are like, man, it's been like, however many years of this. For me, it's 2 games of what we're trying to build. And so I'm so excited to come home. And I'll just say this, I just sat, I was almost late. They were panicking because I was just sitting there kicking it with Luke Reimer for 30 minutes. The fact that he's bought into what we do on defense, without knowing if it would work or not, and having a lot of success in another defense, I hope people understand what he's done for me, what he's done, he's helped me make this transition. So yeah, I absolutely love it here. Hope that we're here for a long time, and being there, my wife, my kids, it'll be special for me.
That's Matt Rule on coaching at Memorial Stadium for the first time on Saturday against Northern Illinois. I want to get back to Matt Rule, but as Connor Happer is on the video board here at Werner Park in front of me, they're doing the T-shirt shuffle right now. Connor Happer is on the field, and they've hid the ball, and the shirts are shuffling, and they're scrambling, and they're wiggling, and they're waving all over the screen as I try and follow the T-shirt. This is terrible radio, I understand, but I can't not look at the shuffle game. I got to play along here at Werner Park. Connor Happer doing the on-field MC duties while also hosting a radio show, which pretty much means I, Josh Odson, am hosting a radio show. I said 2. Now, somebody walked in front of me during it, so I don't know if I got it exactly right. I did get it right for the record.
Interference.
It was under shirt number 2. Thank you. I'm sure that was terrible radio.
Penalty
But
decline.
like I said earlier, I'm easily distracted.
Listen, that's
today.
You practice your play-by-play with that. No?
Yeah. This guy behind me does have popcorn, Chance. Looks delicious. This guy, right? Oh, gotta get my weatherman on. This guy right here. He's got popcorn. Looks delicious. We talked to some of the defenders today in Lincoln. I'm just going to read some tweets from Mitch Sherman, who was there and covers this a lot better than I do. Apparently, the theme of the question asking was essentially, do you believe in Matt Rule? Cameron Lenhart said, quote, I believe it 100% in my heart. If we trust in this process, it's going to happen. And the affectionately called Bear from Gus and Joel over the weekend, Mackay, that would be. He's a great coach. I believe in him so much on DC Tony White. So are we really at the point where we're asking about buy-in? Like, I understand, like, it's Northern Illinois week. Like, there's not a lot to discuss, especially when you're talking to the defenders who are playing so well. And kind of the only question you want to ask them is, hey, does it tick you off when the offense doesn't score points and you're out there busting your butt all week? Hey, there's Connor Happer of the Werner Park T-shirt shuffle. I got it right, by the way. It was on number 2. I did play-by-play on the air for it. It was terrible, I'm sure. But, yeah, there goes Connor Happer again, zooming in, zooming out. It's a busy day here at Werner Park. We are kicking off the Omaha Storm Chasers' final homestand of the season against the Indianapolis Indians. It's 4-2 Indy right now in the top of the 6th. My eyes are terrible, so I can't quite see the scoreboard. Pretty sure we're in the top of the 6th. We got one segment left. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. We'll kind of run down tomorrow's show. We'll update the poll questions. We'll tell you what to watch. And we'll get some final thoughts from our in-house producer, Chance. Just because you can't let a show end. I don't know when Chance is coming back. So if he's got something he wants to say, I'm going to let him say it.
Yeah, I could say anything. I get in big trouble, but I won't.
I know. You could, but he won't, hopefully. But maybe he will. Stay tuned. It's coming up next. 1620 The Zone.
It's an NFL doubleheader on Sports USA. And first, the Bengals host a battle with Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Then we're off to LA as Stafford, Kupp, and the Rams butt heads with Purdy and McCaffrey of the San Francisco 49ers.
Purdy out of the gun, hands it off, putting his head down near the goal line, and in is Christian McCaffrey.
It's the Ravens at the Bengals, then the Niners at the Rams. This Sunday on Sports USA.
If it's the NFL, it's on 1620 The Zone.
Hi, this is Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. Great service never goes out of style. When the digital age dawned, many said computers would be able to handle many of the interactions that used to take a person. Boy, were they wrong. How many times have you called your bank and gotten a recording to press 1 or 2? Not at Equitable. Not only does Equitable answer your call in the first ring, it's answered by a human being. That's because Equitable Bank values its customers. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
Car repair is car repair. Most places you go can change your oil or fix your brakes. The difference is the experience you'll get at Omaha Car Care. We're part of the community. We were born here, and we believe that our relationship with you should be built to last. We're going to consult you, not sell you. We're going to give you a free loaner car. We're going to treat you like a valued friend that we want to continue to see in the years to come. I'm Rick Betker, owner of Omaha Car Care, and we'll be along for the ride.
Join the Omaha Storm Chasers and celebrate the city we all love. Come to Werner Park for one of our community celebration nights presented by PayPal. We'll highlight nonprofit organizations along with food and drink specials, giveaways, fundraisers, and jerseys inspired by the Omaha community. Tickets are available for all games and community nights at omahastormchasers.com.
Omaha Storm Chasers family. Everyone get on your feet, stir up the storm, we're family.
It's the most time-honored tradition to start the weekend, grabbing a cold one from a local Nebraska brewery. Let's be real here. It's hot outside, and you don't want to drink the same boring beer as those Hawkeye fans. Drink icy cold, Nebraska-brewed beer, cider, or seltzers instead. Each week, we're putting the spotlight on a unique Nebraska brewery with One Beer Friday. Share your brew on social media with the hashtag One Beer Friday, and you'll be entered to win a $25 gift card to a local Nebraska brewery. Nebraska is the good life with great beer. Click nebraska.beer to learn more.
Meet Bruce.
Hey there.
He's a busy soccer dad who's trying hard to learn the game.
Go for the end zone.
Whoops. Luckily, other things come easy, like banking with Chase. On a tip from his banker, he set up AutoSafe in the Chase mobile app. So what are you saving for, Bruce?
Father-daughter soccer camp.
Smart bankers, convenient tools, one bank with the power of both. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
AutoSave requires a Chase checking and savings account. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks. Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accents just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
And now, try Babbel free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
We are back here at Werner Park. One final segment of the Connor Happer Show today. No Connor Happer. He's working. Kind of the fun of this bit that we do. Done it twice this year. I think we'll do it next year. It's kind of a fun way to get us out at a ballpark. You know, if you can get Connor and me at a baseball game, we're probably going to say yes. Josh Hodson sitting in for Connor Happer, I guess, is the best way. I still haven't found a better word to use for that. It's 4-2 Indy right now, top of the 6th inning here at Werner Park. Some day baseball, final homestand of the season for the beloved Omaha Storm Chasers. Want to thank President C, Marty Cordero, and the organization for having us out here again as Connor tries to host a radio show and do the on-field MC duties at the same time. Last time we were here, the game ran like 2 hours and 1 minute, or 1 hour and 59 seconds, or 1 hour 59 minutes, or whatever. Very short baseball game, shortest game they've had all year. This game, not that. It's moving at a nice pace, but not that fast pace. But so we got a couple of things to do before we get out of here. Chance, are you going to pop off at the mouth before we go?
Yeah, here we go. NFC North, it is Detroit's to win. Chicago, out of your depth. That quarterback, Ohio State, washed. Kirk Cousins, washed. Packers, I love to bet against them. One pride, Detroit's taking it. NFC's mine. The Super Bowl's mine. We're ending it this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a fun little journey. The whole show, we were like, hey, Chance, you need to learn how to trash talk. Chance, you need to learn how to trash talk. And then he delivers quite a scathing promo on the rest of the NFC North. I loved it, Chance.
Exactly. Justin Jefferson, nothing. Nowhere near as good as Amon-Ra St. Brown.
You've got me believing. As Connor is on the field right now, in the middle of the 6th inning, doing the Scooters Coffee Run. We will update those poll questions on Twitter at Happer Show. I believe there were 3 of them today. Count along with me, won't you? Who was harder on a quarterback this week? Gus Johnson on Jeff Sims or Peyton Manning on Zach Wilson? Most voted on poll question of the day, by the way. 57% of the audience said Gus Johnson was tougher. I would agree with that. I think that's a fair assessment, and obviously the audience a little biased as well.
Scathing endorsement when you can't get someone's name right.
Is Aaron Rodgers getting injured just like, spoiler alert, Steven Seagal dying at the beginning of Executive Decision? One of my favorite poll questions we've ever done. And to make it even better, 69% of the audience has said yes.
Nice.
There you go. That's my guy, Chance. And finally, have you ever seen a piece of construction equipment and said to yourself, I need to be driving this thing? 76% of the audience, again, a mostly male audience, says yes. Yes, I have seen a piece of construction equipment and said, I need to be driving that thing.
Listen, kids love trucks, and then kids turn into adults. You ever seen Mighty Machines on your VHS collection?
Yeah.
It's just science.
No surprise there. We move to what to watch tonight. Right now on MLB Network, you got the Yanks and the Sox. They're playing 2 at Fenway today. Bottom of the 4th in Boston. Red Sox up 2-0 on the stinky Yankees. They'll do it again at 6 o'clock tonight, and it'll be on TBS. Tonight, the Padres, stinky Padres, and the Dodgers play at 9 o'clock tonight on ESPN Plus and MLB Network. Volleyball is on ESPN tonight. That's right, volleyball on ESPN. Number 4 Nebraska takes on number 5 Stanford. That's an 8 o'clock start on the mothership. I have checked. The capacity of Stanford's volleyball arena is 7,200. So will not be a record-setting
significantly
crowd.
Less than 93,000.
Yes. Good math check by you there at the fine folks of Palo Alto. But what ESPN is doing, this does kick off like a volleyball week, more or less, for ESPN. Tonight it's Nebraska-Stanford. Tomorrow it is Kentucky and Louisville, in-state battle between 2 ranked teams on ESPN. ESPN 2 Sunday afternoon between Stanford and Louisville. That's 2 top 5 teams right there. And then right after that, there's a doubleheader on ESPN 2 on Sunday. Another top 5 battle between number 1 Wisconsin and the Florida Gators. So ESPN diving deep into some volleyball this week. Tonight, 6:30 on ESPN. Before that volleyball, it's an episode of E60. It's called The Crossover. Not that crossover. 1620 The Zone fans. This is gimmick infringement, but it is 50 years of hip-hop and sports. It details the synergy between those two things as we celebrate 50 years of hip-hop all year long. Amazon Prime has a documentary titled Kelsey. It follows the Philadelphia Eagles team captain and all-pro center Jason Kelsey throughout last season. Look, I've had it up to here with these Kelsey brothers. They're everywhere. Yes, they're very entertaining, but they are everywhere. Oversaturated the market on Kelsey content, if you ask me. I don't know who's with me on that. Maybe I'm on an island, but too much Kelsey content. 9 o'clock FX tonight. Welcome to Wrexham, the season 2 premiere. As a new football season begins, Ryan and Rob prepare to welcome King Charles III. Chance, do you have any King Charles takes?
I think Rule Britannia is a pretty good song. Maybe look into your family, Charles. Maybe take it easy over there. Just saying. And I think you should give some of that nice land you own to the people.
Interesting. As we know, Chance had a lot of takes when the throne was being transferred over there. So
I was having just a grand old time when the throne passed over for some odd reason.
I wanted you to be able to get those takes out there. I know that's your wheelhouse.
Listen, Lizzie had a good run. She's she's with Margaret Thatcher now, wherever she is.
Yes, you decide. And finally, on just about every channel tonight at 7:00, the 2023 MTV Video Music Awards.
Oh, I love the VMAs.
The VMAs are tonight. Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Demi Lovato, Diddy, Fall Out Boy, and
Cardi
more.
B's gonna be
Yeah,
there.
they perform live from beautiful Newark, New Jersey.
One of my favorite places.
The Prudential Center. Apparently, Radio City Music Hall was booked or something.
The Prudential Center, home of Seton Hall basketball.
And the VMAs.
And the VMAs.
Connor, welcome to Wrexham's back tonight.
Yes, I'm excited for that. I don't know if I'll get to it tonight, but that's a great show, and I would encourage people to watch it.
And Nebraska volleyball is on ESPN tonight.
Stanford.
Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah.
Probably a late night affair, I would imagine.
8:00 start.
All right. Almost Josh time.
Almost Josh time adjacent.
There's no football tonight.
No football tonight.
Action doesn't start for another few weeks.
No.
Right.
How'd we do today?
I don't know. How did you do?
It
seemed like it was fine.
Look,
there wasn't any fires.
I'll peek behind the curtain. The connection held for 4 hours. That's all I really cared about.
Hell yeah.
We stayed on the air for 4 consecutive hours.
So last time we did this, the game ended during the crossover. That will not be the case this time.
It will not.
Unless we do an hour-long crossover, which is always somewhat in the cards.
Possible, but I think even then we might not get it, as it's 4-2 Indy here in the bottom of the 6th.
Okay. All right. Should we end it then?
I think so.
All right. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That's the show. If you missed anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. The crossover's next.
Sure, you could go elsewhere for your health and wellness products, or better yet, why not just come to 42 Degrees? Those other places don't even come close to the wide